Good
How are
evening.
you?
Good evening.
Hope you're well.
How are we, Richard? How are you? How are you doing?
Tired. I've been running
So,
about today like a
I've, I've,
lunatic as
I've
usual.
seen you walking 5 miles today. What's all that
I did.
about?
I
What's all
walked
that?
5. Yeah, we took the dogs out for a walk down the beach. Walked into from Little
Don't
Hampton.
talk about. I've told you, you can't call your kids and your children dogs. Like
I
you
know.
can't.
Well, Oh no, I took them as well. I took the wife and the son as well. But we
So,
walked in.
I didn't go for the wife joke. At least didn't go for the wife joke. You know,
No.
we're
So
better than that. We're
yeah,
up
we
here.
walked from Little Hampton to not to Rustington to East Preston, which is about 2.5 miles. 2.5 miles
Nice.
back. So we got our exercise in. Then I got back, had to go shopping, then take the boy to get his uniform for cadets and all that. So
Did
yeah,
you stop for cake? Was there a bit of a
we
recharge point
stopped.
here?
No, we stopped at a cafe for a latte and I think I had a bacon sandwich.
Oh,
Which
nice work.
I walked it off on the way back. So
Nice work. Well, you'd be happy to hear, wife went above and beyond tonight, smashed it out, cooked us this fantastic frozen pizza, and I'm absolutely stuffed tonight. So that's me sorted.
I'll tell you what, Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out.
Honestly, Carolyn is amazing at lots of things, but I do wind her up about her cooking. Saying that, talking of cooking, let's say hello to the chat. Let's see who's in tonight.
Let's see who's in. So we've got Richard Secret Carper. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Got the Dave. Got
Dave. Got me. I'm there.
Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
We've got Santa in.
Ho 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 from the North Pole.
Good to see you, Santa. We've got Tam and Bell.
Tam and Bell.
My mum.
Hi, Pat.
Then my mum saying hello to everyone. We've got James.
James Tonks in the house.
Yeah.
Hope weather's okay in Scotland.
Yeah. We've got Leanne in as well.
Leanne's in.
Victoria.
Hi, Victoria. Hi, Leanne.
What we're going to do, guys, tonight, because it's going to, I'm sure that the chat's going to get really busy. So we're probably not going to keep up with it like we usually do because it's a hard job. We've got Porkies. So what we'll do is if we miss it, if you've got any questions for Pete and Lola, just put them in. Put question in capitals and then put your question in. Yeah. If we miss it, we'll come back to you. If you say hello and we don't say hello to you, we're not ignoring you.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm like. I don't like missing people's comments, and I like replying to all of you. That's it's what we do. But definitely. I'm sure tonight's going to be a mad one. So
and we said that regarding the questions. Like if we miss it, feel free to pop the same question back in the chat. And then 100%. if you're like you have to get your question in no matter what, life or death. Yeah. Send us that on Instagram and I'll ignore you. I won't even answer it.
Yeah, just message us on
Instagram. I won't even answer it.
We've got Maggie on a mission in saying yes, Chaddy Pete and Lola, loving the energy to watch them all day, 100%. We've got Amanda organising reseller. We got Max in. How you doing, Max?
Max's video, I was watching that. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious, his video.
I'm not even going to say I love his editing because it drives him mad.
No. Worst editing ever. It's the best.
Yeah, rubbish editing. So let's whip through. I think I've said hello to... I think I'm not quite at the bottom, but I think I've said hello to most people.
We're doing pretty well. I think
we've got Betty Bob in.
Hi, Betty Bob.
How you doing?
Evening.
Got Chris Tyler. How you doing, Chris? We've got Mr. Brum Reseller. How you doing, John?
Brum Reseller. Been chatting to John this week. I've been chatting to him, right?
Yeah.
Because he said in his latest video, he said, JR Reselling. I've been selling magazines before you were born. So it's been kicking off. Oh, it's been me and we've been neck and neck. So I've been smashing magazines.
Are we going to have a YouTube boxing match, do you reckon?
No, me and Brum are just going to open a paper shop. We've decided we're just going to open a paper shop together.
Oh, that's the best thing to do. So we've got Brum. We've got Pete as well. Pete, I think, has bought my Back to the Future.
Oh, Back to the Future. Yeah.
So thanks, Pete, for that. I shall get that out tomorrow or Monday. Santa's saying we're live from the UK. We've got Debs in.
Debs.
Andrew in as well. Good evening, Andrew.
Nice one, mate. Nice. I think yesterday he did some raising regarding everything that's going on. So nice one, mate.
For Ukraine. We got Shay in from America. How you doing, Shay?
Hi, Shay.
We got Don in, Yorkshire Mix. I think I said hi to Victoria.
Don.
We got Fran Simon, married to Reselling in.
Good to see you, Fran Simon.
Well, I'm just trying to whip through, guys. We've got Richard Henry in. How you doing, Richard?
How you doing, Richard?
Tonight's show with Chaddy Pete and
Lola. Definitely.
I think what we'll do is we'll just bring them on and then we'll just go.
Yeah, we'll just go. We'll just
go. I don't think no one wants to talk to us.
Well, Nando's is in Brighton. I reckon if I come down now, you go
now,
there.
If you leave now, like
just get a cheeky Nando's in, and then we'll go to Marina. After we finish there, we'll hit a couple of clubs. Come back, and then they'll just be the best show ever. And they'll go, "Oh, it's the best show ever." It's so good that you guys weren't on.
That's what we do. We just leave the guests to it.
We've
got Donna in.
How we doing, Donna?
I haven't seen Mr. ABL in yet. We've got Matthew in. How you doing, mate? From Matt and Amy. We've got Lee Fix It for Reselling. We have got Sean in. How you doing, Sean? We've got Rich Hitch.
Hi, Rich.
We've got Kristin in from America, the Rural Squirrel. We got Babs in. How you doing, Babs? Haven't seen you for a while.
Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're okay.
See you. I'm whipping through it quick. Andrew raised £300 for Ukraine. Well done, Andrew.
Well done, mate. Fantastic.
Cool. Let's have a quick look.
Did he have to eat an onion as well?
We're nearly there. We're doing this. Right, so
I think we're there.
Yeah, I think no, I just saw Antoinette in. We've got Antoinette in.
We're done.
We're done. We are there. Thank you, guys. There's 62 people in, so we're going to bring our guests in.
Yes, we are.
Welcome, Pete and Lola.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing? Lola was making us think that the internet was frozen then.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done that with Max. We did that with Max.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people in tonight, so yeah, it's good to see you guys. Anyway, good to actually meet you and stuff.
Definitely.
I think everyone in the chat has said it. They all love your videos and they love the positivity and what you do. So if anyone's got any questions for the guys, please put it in the chat. Put question in capital big letters.
Yeah, I just got a cue.
Sound like I'm about 5 years old.
Put question in capitals.
In big letters. We've got Peter the Monkey Thrifter. Sorry if I don't reply. Back in the room soon. Right. Anyway, so how's your week been, guys? Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure everybody knows you. I'm sure, but you know.
So my name is Lola Amwa, and I am the wife of Chaddy Pete.
But my name's Pete. In fact, she's kind of only giving me the nickname, kind of. But yes, I'm Pete. I'm from up north, Oldham, and I moved down here for work. So I'm in Derby, and Lola's from Derby. So we're here, and it's like the best place because it's like 2 hours away from everything. So that's why you end up seeing me everywhere. So
all over, can't we?
Sauce all over the place. So yeah, it's all good. But yeah, grateful to be here.
No,
that's awesome, guys.
Coming on, mate.
Lola, you were quick to say that, but you also have your own business and you are super entrepreneurial. So tell us a little bit about what you do as well.
So I own a international cosmetics and skincare business that's online, and I mentor women that were in a position like me. I was at home with Bijou. I didn't have GCSEs or a career. I wanted to be able to stay home. The thought of going out to work and earning money and sending Bijou into childcare, it wouldn't, I would earn less sending her. So I decided to look for something online, found something, was really successful with it. And I mentor other women in the same position as me to do that as well, to be able to work from home around their children.
You're smashing at the moment, and I noticed on Instagram we had that nice word of a pay rise. So congratulations! It looks like it's all going the right direction.
Thank you.
They're the magic words, aren't they? Pay rise. Yeah. Love it. We love it.
I really liked. You should check Lola's, by the way. Check her Instagram out. But I kind of like it because you got, when you were doing the video log about what was happening, you got us involved as well. And I'm not obviously part of the company, but I was just like, I felt that buzz that you were having, and you were enjoying the lives. And you're like, now I'm nicked to the gym, and I've missed this. And I just think that's what I like about Instagram. You can kind of be real, and it's fun, and you can meet similar-minded people, especially when you work for yourself. Can sometimes be a lonely job, and Instagram opens you up to such, amazing characters. I'm sure there's some weirdos, but I've not bumped into them yet.
So literally just got into Instagram. You obviously, just really sort of getting into Instagram, and I didn't even know how to do a story or gifs on or to put music to it. My son had to show me this morning, so like, yeah, I've done a couple now. So
you do them good.
Every day is school day.
Yeah, exactly. definitely. I reckon that's next month's challenge, Richard. I reckon we'll play around with Instagram.
Definitely.
Just, hello and we do a live stream together.
Yeah.
So we have, when we have our guests on, we normally do, especially if it's the first time coming on, we like to do our questions. Some of them you've probably been asked, and we also like to kind of change the questions to suit who's on with us. So we'll start off with a boring question, but a question that some people might not know, Pete, is just what got you into reselling?
Okay, so my background is in the sense of like charity shops and stuff going into it. Obviously, I've been into thousands now, but before the age of 23,
it was a no-go. I won't go in them. No.
Honestly, like, because I'm from Oldham, right? If you got caught going to a charity shop, you're getting your windows put in.
I would never go into one. My mum used to go in them all the time, and
it's no-go,
yeah. So I joined the cops, and I joined the cops, and I was in there doing my thing, and Lola started her business, and it kind of got like, because in my head, a job was a job, and that's what you did. Did your career, 35 years, retired, that's it. And I didn't see how you could make money in any other way, shape, or form at all. And so when Lola started doing a thing, it kind of put like a bit of a wedge in my brain, like option of, can you make money without having a job? And then that was just there, like floating about for a little bit. And then I don't know, like all of a sudden, like I was watching, Gary Vaynerchuk, and he used to do these little, like 15-second clips and stuff.
That's right, yeah.
And he said something about everyone's got at least $1,000 in the house or something that they can sell.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
For some reason, it proper like switched my mind for some reason. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden I was like, Lola, have you ever been to a charity shop, Lola? And Lola was like a connoisseur of the charity shop. You know what I mean? So he's like, Pete, we're gonna go Utoxeter and we're gonna just go out. And so we went there, and my first pickup ever was a Wimbledon tie
and a basketball.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and this Wimbledon tie, it wasn't like amazing. I picked up like 50p, and I sold it for £12.50. I remember I looked at a comp, saw £12.50.
We were like,
and it blew my mind. I was like, you can. To be honest, I felt like a drug dealer. I did.
Yeah.
It felt wrong. I was just like, am I allowed to do it?
Yeah.
And then from there, literally just started from there. Started doing it part time, like, after a night shift, go to a car boot and all this, that, do it on my days off. And then it got to a point where it was kind of like weighing out the same amount as my income from the cops and stuff. So I thought, should I do it?
But at the beginning, you didn't have a clue though. About clothes, about reselling, and
Nothing.
I think some people think that he's got this knowledge from the past and brought it into reselling. And I think for me, I just look up to him for that, because he's just like this sponge. Like I'm just like, I know, how does he know all these brands?
I get obsessed with certain things. So one thing was wilderness stuff, tying knots, getting an axe, survival stuff. I went through a computer building stage, so I had to absorb all that information. And it was like, right, completed it now, next thing. And then it ended up doing this. I was like, yo, this actual obsession is making me money. So then I've lent into it like 100% now. So yeah, the rest is history, really. So
wow.
That's
I think it's the same place everybody starts.
Yeah.
Everybody starts. And like I was made furloughed. And that's what I don't
know what that's doing. That's great. Who's that? Go away.
I thought, who's that knocking at the door?
No idea.
I thought it was from reseller. And I got made furloughed, and I got made furloughed 1st of April, and then on the 8th of April, I found out my brother had cancer, and while I was on furlough for about 6 or 7 weeks, I started selling my own stuff, because obviously 80%, my boss said he would top it up, but he never did. So I started selling my own stuff, and I was thinking, wow, this is good. And then I started, because my daughter's sort of used to go in a lot of charity shops, and she's got loads of stuff, and she keeps buying it and then not selling it. Like, she's got some really decent stuff. And she said, oh, have you seen this person on YouTube? And have you seen that person on? I wasn't even really watching YouTube that much then. So I started watching, obviously, Nick Hills, and then she said, oh, this George Ross, and then she's this guy and that guy. So I started watching everybody, and I thought, you know, I'd started the YouTube channel, but it was just like sitting on the beach in a lightning storm and mad things like that. And yeah, it literally started there. And then they told me to come back to work, and from the money I was making when I was off, I just thought I can do this, and I don't have to be stuck on a forklift for 14 to 16 hours a day in the cold, in all weathers, in the snow, loading lorries and unloading lorries all day, and unsafe pallets going over and picking them all up all day. And obviously with my brother as well, I thought I'm not doing it anymore, and I just handed him a notice in, and then just made that leap to full time, and it was just nuts. Just seeing that you could make a wage like that, you know, and it's crazy.
My first month when I said, right, I'm going full time, was March 2020.
Lockdown.
Really?
Literally 2 weeks later, we locked down, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I was like, Lola, I can't do it. I'm going to have to go back to work or something. But, you know, like Italy locked down first. Like my first 2 sales when it first locked down, everything was locking down, was Italy. And I thought, people still want stuff. And I look back at the tax year now, and I actually made a steady amount of money. I thought that was it. I can't make any money, can't sell, can't do it, can't go buying, can't do anything. But the money just kept coming in. I just kept doing what I could do. And I thought, if I can make it through where you wasn't even allowed to go shopping, world's your oyster. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I had a bit of a different platform, because obviously I was buying stuff. I was doing Facebook Marketplace pickups, this, that, and the other. But then I started helping my brother sell his film props and stuff like that. So we were doing that. I was going up like 4 days out of the week and driving an hour and a half to his and taking him to his treatments, and we were selling his film props. So I was earning that money, but I was still buying my vintage and my bits and pieces. And so then he passed in July, but then I had 6 months where, I mean, lucky enough, I've had James supporting me and my family.
I'm just a pain in the backside, Richard. That's all.
But if you hadn't been a pain in my backside, I wouldn't have spent the last couple of months really sorting my business out and getting back into it. And
yeah, definitely, bro.
So, you know, getting my head straight. And it's just been, it is, you know, I was doing the props with my brother, and getting back into this now, it's just incredible, and building it back up again. It's like starting from the beginning again. But literally, I mean, I started my proper reselling was when I was made furlough, which, funny enough, was on April Fool's Day, the 1st of April 2020. So not sort of that far from yourself.
Yeah.
But and then James obviously was.
I've just jumped to full time in December, officially, and I started doing reselling, and I've never spent any other money from my other full time job. All my shelving, my business, my lighting, everything came from. We were doing the garden in lockdown, and we had some paving slabs. And I said to my mates, I was on a phone call with them, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to flip some money, and I'm going to make $1,000 by Christmas." It was the August, and I did £1,000 in 8 weeks from nothing, and then it's just spiraled. And then last year, I just kind of had a conversation with my friend, and I said, "Look, because I loved my job working from home, but I found it really difficult, and I had a lot of anxiety going back into the office. I don't know what. I think I just dealt with a lot of mental health issues at the time, and I just found it really difficult. Now I think I'd be fine going in office, but it was just a lot of, is it safe, isn't it? And I was just like, I feel safe at home. And I said to my wife, I said, I want a job where I can work from home. And I was like, I've built this now up that I'm making an income, and yeah, I've not looked back since. I'm not a year in, I'm 4 months in, but yeah, I love it. And it's the best thing I've done, because from my point as a dad, I can pick my daughter up, I can drop her off, I have a full day with her, and I just feel my quality of life is just, I'd do it. I wouldn't change anything, because the quality of life is what it's all about.
We said that, didn't we? Even if we have to live on the minimum, we sat down, didn't we? We said, even if we had to live on the minimum, on the breadline, what is our time worth? And our time is worth way more than going into work for 12-hour shifts like Pete was doing. I'd rather him be at that. Like, that is worth millions to me, for him to be at home and the girls. And even if you bring it home a little bit, it's so worth it, isn't it? Yeah,
and it's worked out. And that's the thing. Even my lowest months
are good.
Yeah, we're good, and I was able to pay the bills still. And we were just doing. I wake up like so late all the time. I need to purpose. You know what I mean? But James will tell you.
Ready a video call first thing in the morning, and I'm still got my head on the pillow.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like that's what. It's not what life's about, but when you've got control,
it's a little bonus.
Yeah, when you've got control of life, and you can focus on the things you want to focus on whilst you've got money coming in. Because the money, at the end of the day, you don't leave, you don't have it, for the rest of your life, and you go and you disappear. That's it. You haven't got it anymore, have you? So
yeah, exactly.
Most of your time, isn't it? So
enjoy it while you're here. Enjoy it while you're here.
So before, the glitch was because I wanted to share my sale of the week, which was inspired by yourself. Now I picked this up for 50p last summer, and I was just like, I bought a box load of like silly t-shirts. Like I got Bruce Lee and loads of stuff that I've done quite well on, and motorbike ones that Dave ABL Reseller, if he's in the chat, said I wouldn't get a lot for it, and I got 30 quid. So no. But this one is definitely, I think, right up your street. So I'm gonna quickly share it, and then I can kind of you'll get it straight away. But yeah, this sold for full asking price. Ready? That bad boy.
Oh my oath. No. Right. I've got like a couple of Wolf t-shirts at home, and they're like my favorite t-shirts. Like I love Wolf. I would have bought it off you, mate. That is amazing.
Did you buy that? Was that you? Was that?
You know what? Don't you see how proud they are? Proud Wolf.
Yeah.
Look
at that detail.
I love it. Oh no, I should have bought it, man.
Was that 50p into? Wow,
that's 50p plus postage there on that bad boy. That's gone.
That's
nice.
Oh mate, if
honestly,
you should have told me. You should have told me.
I don't know if it was the right thing for me to tell you, and then Lola's on the live, and then I've already created an enemy. So I'm quite.
I used to have a flamingo shirt that I got from Primark, and it used to come out all the time.
I used to have the flamingo shorts from Primark.
Yeah. And you know what? She was hoping I would get fat, and I stayed trim. Kept it good old what? Couple of years, and it finally died on me. So.
Monkey Thrift is saying, question for Pete: have you ever had a video taken down for copyright music? Because I've noticed when you're in charity shops, the background music is still in your videos.
Okay, so I feel like there's a weird rule with it. Do you know, like how with certain things, like basically, I've never had a video taken down, and it's the same kind of. There's weird laws on this side of the world where it's like you can put certain things in your videos for a certain amount of time.
Like short snippets of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like when you hear the music, I think the longest you probably hear it for is about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And
as well, I think if you're talking over it, there's a rule about if you're talking over it, that you can have it for a bit longer.
Basically, I tested the water because I was very mindful because I know like everyone else cuts it out, and I thought I'm going to give it a go on my first couple of videos. If none of them get taken down, I'll be fine. And none of them have been taken down since. So if all of a sudden you see what gone from like 40 videos to one, you know why. but for some reason, I think there's because it's either I do it really short or I skip bits or something, I'm talking over it. I never. So,
exactly.
And even when YouTube checks them as well, don't they? Check the video for like copyright issues. This, that, and I've only ever had one copyright issue, and that was a video. That was a music I put into it. So
yeah.
You know what I mean, so it must be okay then. It must be okay.
Yeah, I had that because my intro when I was doing YouTube, because I've backed out of it at the moment, just because it's my first year, and I thought, I'll do YouTube, Instagram, I'll do it all, and I'm like, no, it's not going to work. So I'm like Instagram and business at the moment. Let's get myself back to full time. Let's find my rhythm, and then I'll come back on YouTube. But
people see you on here, so like you get subs from being on here.
To me, I just love being part of the community because you just got people to ask questions to. You can, you've got scenarios that happen. You basically, the more bridges you build with resellers, the more connections you got, the more inquiries, the more help you can get. It was like when we did a live the other day, I was really buzzing, right? I got shot down by the chat, basically. I was like, I'm buzzing. I've got this life jacket. I'm going, I'm going to make loads of money on it. And then they were like, no, you can't sell that on eBay because it's, what is it? It was like MLD. Military, MLD. Yeah, was it military basically? So because it had their logo on it, I couldn't sell it. And they were like, no, you can't sell it because if you put it on eBay, you'll get a strike on your account. So as much, obviously, I got shut down. I was actually really grateful that we do the lives with show stuff because people were actually, they've got you back. They're like, you don't want to have a negative or a strike on your eBay account.
To be fair. It's a really good community.
Yeah. So we've got Mike in. Hi, Mike. He's got a question. I have a question for Chaddy and Lola. What was the Tom Brown jacket? What has it been listed for?
Gone.
It's actually sold today.
No.
So
nice.
The caveat with it, there was a little bit of fading on the hood, so I couldn't lean into it too hard. But we sold it for 120.
Oh, lovely.
Korea. South Korea.
Oh, there you go.
I was hoping it was going to go to North Korea and Kim Jong-un was going to be flexing.
Yeah, can you imagine him in it? He'd have loved it.
Yeah, you can see, I'm like, that's me, man. That's me.
What a G. What a G.
Right, so
I thought it was a decent price. Like, we did like,
that's good.
Normally, I like to put the high price up, like the potential. Yeah. And it sat around 150. So I listed 150. Someone sent me an offer for 100. So I thought, someone sends you an offer for £100, you can't really.
Oh, I picked up a Patagonia for £1, and I had that listed. I was aiming 180, and then I think I sold it for 130, 140. I was like, from £1, I was like, yeah, give me my money.
This will be like no point waiting out for the extra 30, 40 £40, is there?
What can that money do for you as well? You can invest it, get more.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's the make money, isn't it?
I've learned it's almost like a different business. The way I look at items now from full time to part time, I see the business completely different. To me, it's just quick turnaround. Like if that pound can become 20 rather than sell it for 40, I don't care. Because as you said, I can reinvest it. I can get more stock. Like I just listed today and yesterday, I listed a load of aircraft magazines, and I've got about £400 worth of listings, and I bought them off Bay Crazy for £1. So Bay Crazy, if you've never used it, it's a website you can type in, and it puts all the eBay listings which are collection only. So only collection only, but you can put your radius. So
I'm sure something like that, but for like misspelled items.
Yeah. There's a couple of apps for that, and you can kind of snipe them. But the collection only are the ones, because when you think of them magazines, I think I was listing them as like 16 or like 15 at a go, and it was about 4.5 kilos. So my postage is straight away at about £8, £7. But they do go and they do sell, and you know,
it's just such random stuff as well. Like for me, I'll see magazines and I'll just end up just walking past them. But everyone's got something. Everyone's got a niche, haven't they?
For everyone.
Yeah, and that's it.
Well, that's what I always say. Like, none of us know it all, and like that's why you watch different people, is because it's like yourselves with the clothes. I mean, I know nothing about clothes. I'm just really starting to learn now. And then you've got your vintage people, you've got your games console people, and like you just pick up bits and pieces. And it's just you just find your knowledge from all these different people.
Talking of picking up, did anyone pick up a nice £3 handbag yesterday at all? Potentially.
I was in that shop. I picked up a jacket. For I'm sick. I picked this. I had a big hole in sleeved in it. And then Lola's like, "I've got this nice bag. I'll just take. I like it. I'll take it." And then she's like, "Actually, it's also a bit of decent money, man." I was like, "Wow."
Nice.
She's got skills. She's got skills.
You can tell them because some of the viewers won't know. So it was a Celine Paris vintage bag. I just saw it on the shelf. I look at everything, and sometimes it's not just a brand. It might just be a style of something. I think, oh, that looks good, and then I'll check it out. And then I said to you, like Celine Paris, I'm sure it rings a bell, and you said it was good, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
£3.
Yeah.
And it could go for about £200 to £250.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, mate. She was just chilling in the car, and then she's winding Pete up in the car, going, "Yeah, I think I might keep it."
I was out there. That's what I mean. Though, it could be any, and that's a shop which is like 5 minutes from our house, and it never normally has items in there at all. So it can whenever into it could be any time. So
yeah, definitely.
But also, I think that's the benefit sometimes of, because you do the videos, you kind of you look that bit better. You spend that little bit longer because you're doing like your Instagram. You almost want to find something. So like I look a lot more now at what I'm doing, because obviously I'm full time. I've got that attention to detail, but I've got to put my hands up. I don't even look at the handbags. So I could have walked past some blinders. So I need to start rummaging in and just, if I'm going to get funny looks, I'm going to get funny looks anyway. So
Each time when we do a day together, there's stuff that you would never look at.
Well, that Tom Brown jacket, for example, I would never have seen
that. Was in the women's section. It was men's, but so
that was nuts.
When we go together, it's always a really good day, isn't it?
Yeah, because she finds some really good stuff, which is just being caught slipping, and that's it's just really good.
It's always good to have a backup.
That charity shop you went in I think it was on the last video, it went for like miles and miles. It was like loads and loads of clothing, and I think you picked up about 30-40 units from it. That looked insane. That looked insane as a charity shop. Like I don't know whereabouts it was per se, but it was like it was like loads and loads of men's clothing, loads of females. But I've just got tiny little charity shops, so I was just like in envy.
I like to try and find those. There's one, I know that one was in particular, that was in Stoke, but there's one in, I think it's Doncaster.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm Lancaster.
Yeah, we can tell we actually.
Blackburn though.
Oh, Blackburn's got a big one.
Big.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's like 2 hours away from us, so it's a special trip for us.
So we drove 2 hours just to go to that one specific shop, and it was so good.
Yeah, I might check that out.
Details and stuff later on. Yeah,
Kushti, I'll definitely check that one out. I think all our boot sales are like closed locally, but I think tomorrow we're going to Bolton, me and my mate. So you've got to make the effort sometimes because it's well worth it, especially when you're doing full time. But it's good that I've got I've got a mate I do the boot sales with, because you're chipping in for the fuel, and you have to these days because it's more expensive than gold. It just covers the cost of things.
Pete knows where Bolton is. That's where they did the filming for Pallet Wars.
Well, I'm from Oldham, so Bolton's literally next door anyway. So, I'm planning to go up there because I want to do like a video of, because obviously I don't know if you know like Greater Manchester, it's an M60. So there's all the little places just on the outskirts. I want to hit every single town.
Oh,
so
nice.
I might just stay like a night over one day and just hit it all and just get out of my system, because I haven't been up there for like 3 years now. So I need to get.
I would love to hire a camper van and go for
and just do it. Yeah.
That's my dream. I keep saying to people, please can we do it? Please can we do it? But just like travel the UK.
Yeah, we've spoken about that. getting and doing a journey. Right. Question. What has been your best sale to date on eBay?
Okay. So So my next video, right, has my best sale to date.
Oh, you can keep it secret if you want. Give us a second best.
Yeah, I'll give you a second best, because obviously, it's not the monetary wise, because it's from like small amount of money to a big amount of money, if that makes sense. My best sale I've had, like second best, was I bought a pair of trainers on the Nike website, and it was like those ice cream Ben and Jerry's Nike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I bought them for I bought it for £89. I sold them for £900. So that's the best. Wow. That's the best monetary flip. Do you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah, nice.
Well, that's my favorite.
But the charity shop one's going to come in your next video, isn't it?
So. Yeah. So the next one, this will be my official best flip.
In fact, he got the sale while we were recording the end of the video together, and it just came in, and we were like, "Whoa,
oh, wow.
Brilliant!" What was he wearing? He was wearing a ski outfit at the time, or?
It was So that is my official best one, like a charity shop flip. But I've had some pretty decent ones. I sold a Gucci bag one time for I bought it for 120, and I sold that for like 800. But for me, there's like certain sales which ain't that much, but I love. Do you mean you just love selling it? Do you mean like stuff like I bought a camera which is on Back to the Future.
I was just gonna say that one.
Yeah.
I had one of them.
The GVC
in the red kite, the red one with it.
The man had the whole thing. I was on Facebook Marketplace, and he's just selling it for like £10 as a camera. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I literally texted him saying, "I'm coming down now," and I flew down to his house. And he's telling me all about it. I was in there for like half an hour. Anyway, I didn't realize what it was properly. And then I looked at it, I was like, I'm sure Mike McFly had this. And I was telling her all about it. And she was like, and so I found the picture. Anyway, a lady from Germany, it wasn't even on eBay, messaged me saying, I need that camera for my son because he's doing a whole Back to the Future diorama thing in Germany. I don't know.
At school, like a school project, wasn't it?
So Mum rented out, she rented out a DeLorean for him. He had all the clothes. everything. The missing piece was the camera. She said, I'll pay you. I was like, how much is it? And she paid £350 altogether for it.
Brilliant.
And she sent me pictures of him. It was dead cool because it's just nice because you knew that.
Yeah.
Finished off a saga. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I had one exactly the same. I think I sold it on eBay. I think I've got about, and I sold it since I've been reselling. It's probably, I don't even think I got 200 quid on it, to be honest.
Because I got the case, I
had the case and everything. The only thing it didn't have was a battery. It was
okay.
I had the power adapter which clipped on the back of it, so it ran. Because I was going to set up a display myself because I had a replica jacket, his self-drying jacket. I had a replica one of them made, and a Biff cane and loads of bits and pieces. I was going to make up this big display with, and I didn't end up doing it. It was just, but yeah, no, that's a good thing to keep your eye out for. I love them things.
Yeah. And that's
awesome.
I'm looking forward to finding again, in car boots and stuff like that. Because I tend to look at clothes, but clothes for me is business now. Everything else, like boys and this, that's for me, that's treasure hunting. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. But that's what, like, I suppose for me, my bread and butter now is like secondhand shoes, and I suppose I've kind of got into the clothes as well because they're very bread and buttery, and when you're full time, they're much more accessible than other things. But the magazines for me are the fun because they're such small flips. But talking of magazines, last month I sold some medical magazines, and I was chatting to Richard, and we just you read the addresses. And they've gone over to a film studio, and my magazines are going to be on like some display or something kind of film. So I was like, that's well cool.
That's what the point of it is.
Yeah.
That's what the point. I love that kind of stuff. Love it.
Yeah, I told my wife, because normally she's not bothered. She's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool to be fair."
There's a few resellers that have sold. I think Dave ABL sold stuff to go on the Queen,
the Crown. Queen Bees does it a lot.
A couple of weeks ago, they've had £180,000 worth of props nicked out of their warehouse.
Oh, well, looks like we've got to start getting back up, get some business.
Hey, get them listed.
Go and get your vintage.
We've got the crowns in your pocket.
Just on that note, guys, I've got a load of cheap stock if anyone's interested.
load of replica crown jewels.
Very similar, but I promise you it's not. Richard, did you want to ask the third question, and then I'll go into the fourth question?
Yep, I can do. All right, hang on.
We're all organised.
Who's your favourite YouTuber? Obviously, UK, America.
It doesn't have to even be reselling, by the way. Just doesn't even. And it goes to both of you.
Okay, you got YouTube. Who do you like?
Well, I don't watch YouTube. I don't consume YouTube at all. So I only watch reselling. So the first one we used to watch him was Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Ben Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he doesn't do it anymore, does he?
No. So when Pete first started, every night we would go run through it all, wouldn't we? Watch everything, consume it all. Like, how do we do this? How do we package? How do we weigh it? What's the best way to store it? But obviously, he doesn't do it anymore. So now my favorite is Hairy Tornado. I really like watching.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like for him, it's more. It just feels like a bit just chill. Do you know what I mean? Just watching it. I'm not. Because the thing is, I don't really learn loads of stuff. Because it's in American, isn't it? It's American stuff.
Yeah.
I just like the feel. Nice, it feels nice. You stick it on. He's just talking nice and stuff. So yeah, I like it. But I'm into jiu-jitsu a lot. So I do like as a pastime. So I watch tons of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? So that's my main kind of YouTube thing I watch it for. And I watch a little bit of chess because I'm sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really have a specific one, but Ben Fitzpatrick was a don. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I do like enjoying Hairy Tornado, Rally Roots, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know, just can't think. Is there anyone I talk about? Because I always forget this kind of stuff. No.
I can think of.
Do
you remember? Like, this isn't one of your favourites though, but we did come across one the other night when we were flicking through that guy, and he's just new up and coming, and it was really cool.
Oh, what's his name?
And it was just like he's really new to it, I think. But we're just watching his YouTube thing.
James. I'll have to. In fact, I don't know if I can. I couldn't find him because I literally watched him. I was like, I like him just because I like people who just bring the personality into something.
Authentic, you know what I mean? Just authentic.
Yeah,
and you can feel that it's real and it's not.
I'm pretty sure he's down in Kent somewhere. He's in Kent, and he just goes around. He's more of a deep pop seller, and he just seems like he's having a good time when he's out. Do you know what I mean? So if I can find his name, I'm sure he's James.
We'll find it.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Yeah,
definitely. It's good to see that you're into like a different mix, and you kind of, as you said there, you're watching the jiu-jitsu, you're watching the chess, you're just watching things differently. I think that's kind of healthy. I've kind of gone a similar spectrum. I've kind of stepped away from watching a lot of local people, because I almost don't want to kind of get into the next thing and feel like I'm missing out. I'm just concentrating on the clothing and keeping things simple.
You know what? Before I joined the police, I was obsessed with like things like traffic cops, police interceptors.
Oh, I've been watching the bounty hunters in America.
And you know what? After I left the cops, I can't stand the sight of it. Can't stand it. It feels like I'm at work. You know what I mean?
I cringe at the videos that keep popping up on Facebook. That's what does my head in about it. And it's normally people with a camera going like this, going, "Oh, why are you kicking off at me, Mr. Policeman?" And I'm like, mate, if you did that to me, I'd kick you in the face, you absolute div.
It's very tempting, but you have to have some sort of composure.
Oh, so much respect.
Amanda's asking, have you sold the Chicago Bulls hoodie yet?
Oh, it was good.
Yes, I did. I was going to post it. I've been meaning to post it on my Instagram for like the last 3 days. How much is it sell for? Remember? So it sold for, because I normally wait until I get positive feedback. So it's been about 2 weeks now. But I sold it for 130 quid.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
it was listed about 140, wasn't it? 130.
Yeah,
it's about that.
Listed 140. It's not the Grayley Chicago one. Like there's another. I think it's like
Amazing pickup.
And they went for 130. So. And they seem happy with it. They haven't said anything yet. So
I sent some Tiffany lampshades, like they were like Irish pub themed, like massive, 2 of them. I sent them with Hermes, and they arrived safe and sound. So it's just to say, I'm just saying, when everyone's giving it all,
if you can pack it like you can kick it down the street, you'll be fine.
Honestly, I throw them down the stairs.
The stairs test.
So this next question, there's actually quite a lot of questions, but it's going to be a bit of a game for you both. So as you are, we normally do lots of quizzes and games and stuff on this channel, and hopefully if you enjoyed this evening, we'll have you back on, we'll do something else. But as we've got a Mr. and Mrs. on, I'm actually going to play a quick Mr. and Mrs. fire round with you both. Just get you on the spot.
You should have told me. I should have prepped. I would have prepped.
So basically, on Mr. and Mrs., I don't know about your habits, and maybe next time we'll have a conversation privately and we'll bring them on. But they do a round which is called the paddle round. And basically, normally you'll have a pink paddle or a blue paddle. But what we're going to do is, if it's you and you do it the most, you put your hands up and you go.
Yeah, but I'm thinking where they're quite close together, you don't want elbows in.
Oh, we could do that. We could do that. We could do that. And then obviously if it's your partner, then I want you to fold your arms. So if it's you, put your hands up, and if you fold your arms. So as an example, if in my house, if you ask me the question, who always leaves the toilet seat up, I would go, in my house, and my missus would be like that. So as an example,
if Carolyn went like that, you'd worry, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd be like,
going on there.
just doing backflips in there. So we'll do what one and one another, so we can both do it. So first one is to answer, and I want to answer pretty quickly. So get ready. So either that or this. So ready for it. So who is the noisiest?
Oh.
Nice.
You don't want to know.
What time are we on? What time?
What a shed.
Right.
YouTube quality, YouTube gold already. Right,
exactly.
Richard.
Number 2. Who spends the most time getting ready?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's good. I like that.
It's a bit of both, isn't it? Like both.
I'm like
50-50. We'll take that. We'll take a 50-50.
We'll take
it. We'll run 2 for 2. We'll take that because it was a bit of a 50-50. We'll like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, who is most likely to buy something and not say anything about it?
Paul was very much like, "Oh, Pete, can you get this? Can I get it?" I was like, "Get it. Go get it. Go spy.
Yeah.
She don't like to buy stuff.
If it comes to technology, he is terrible. If it's a phone or like anything, he's
Gadgets.
terrible.
Any gadgets.
DPD's knocking at the door. And she's like, what's this? I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. Nah, don't worry about it. It's all right. Quick, come upstairs.
Just says Apple Mac Pro.
Nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, well, I'll get your laptop. Don't worry, I'll get your laptop.
This is for you.
Right, next one. Who is most likely to skip the house jobs? Run away from them.
Do you think? We're pretty good at that. So you have to put your hands up that you are.
Hands up for you. Hands up for you.
Yeah. That's me, man. I'm bad, mate.
Really bad.
Well, I'll start something, and then you see what happens. I kind of do this for a bit.
And then I come in.
He's doing a Richard impression.
Like playing chess. He's on his phone playing chess, and I'm just like,
cool. Cool. James?
Yes, so we've done skipping the house job. I think that's a good one. Okay, nice one to, because we're all wanting to do this one. Who is the healthiest? So who is the healthiest?
I'm gonna say me. Would you say?
That's good.
No.
yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah,
I'm all into my vitamins and
you're fasting.
I'm a fasting and all that stuff. So I think so.
Yeah, I've been looking at that intermittent fasting. I've got an app now. I've downloaded onto my phone because
I love it.
Yeah, apparently it's a really good thing to do.
The thing is, I don't like eating breakfast anyway.
Yeah, I
especially when you go out thrifting, because if you eat breakfast when you go thrifting, you need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on the show a couple of weeks back.
You know what I mean? And so you have to find a Costa somewhere. You have to kind of walk in like on the phone, like, "Where are you, mate? Where are you, mate?" Yeah,
done that as well.
Well, the thing is, if you're going, "You're right, mate," and then you're going straight in the toilet, he's thinking, "What mate are you meeting?"
Oh dear. Who would win in a game of rock, paper, scissors?
I buckled the press, you see.
You want
Wow.
Well done, Lola. Well done.
Who is the messiest eater?
It's gonna be me, isn't it?
Yeah,
she's like she doesn't want it. If you enjoy something, what you gotta do? You just gotta yum it. You know what I mean? So
nice.
Exactly.
Who is the cleverest?
Yeah,
she always says this,
100%.
but she's dead clever.
So Pete's IQ is like he's really clever. I think I have maybe more common sense.
Wow. To be fair, she does.
But you are really clever. Like
I'd agree with that because my wife's a teacher, and logically, I'm the logical one in a relationship. But from an IQ test point of view, she'd trounce me all day. So you are right. Logic. You think logic would come with intelligence, but factual. You're obviously very factual, very knowledgeable. So that's
very technically. But when I walk out of the shop, I don't know where I'm going. I mean, I'm soft when it comes to the store.
But you've been to uni, and I didn't get GCSEs, so yeah, Pete's
on paper. You can say on paper, on paper, yeah.
Cool.
So we're going for an annoying one now, just to mix it up. Who has the most annoying laugh?
He has to edit out of his YouTube video. He has to edit it because I laugh so bad.
I don't think it's bad, but it's a type of laugh that's if you fall over and she starts laughing, it cuts you to the very core. Do you know those types of laughs? But if you're on the other side of it, you can laugh with it, but it'll cut you.
Yeah.
It'll cut you deep, you know what I mean?
I think I did that on my daughter today, and she started crying. I didn't realise how far I pushed it. She fell over, and I just started laughing. I messed up as a dad. Bad moment. Richard, you're up.
Oh, I'm up. Who is the best dancer?
Hey.
There's only one way to find out.
Maybe on the next show.
So we've got. Here we go. Who does not act their age?
definitely me. I don't have my age.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm childish.
That's good. That's good.
I'm really immature sometimes.
Yeah, I am. I'm not sometimes, all the time.
That's very good.
You shouldn't have said
Whose go is it?
12. You're on 12.
Oh, it's mine. Who has the best poker face?
In that game that we play on the telly, you cannot lie for
yeah, man, I can't lie. It's like a lie game, and I buckle so quickly. You know what I mean?
And then the last one, I reckon you're 12 for 12. I think there may be one that was a little bit, but I'll still say 12 for 12. Last one. Who is better in the mornings?
She's practically dead. If we had to wake up for something, she'd be up like crack of dawn, like doing all the stuff. But she don't have to be up. I'm like, come on, Lola, we can do car boot today. She's just like, rigor mortis. I'm just like, she's gone. And she literally,
yeah, I'm definitely with you there, Lola.
I feel like me and Richard are in a relationship because that's how I feel every time I first. I'm like, Richard, let's do our listings, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna have a sleep for a bit. Gonna have a sleep.
Or I just phone him back and go, "How you doing, mate?" He says, "Oh yeah," and he knows where I was. He knows where I didn't know. Oh dear.
Very good.
Are we continuing on now with the normal questions?
Yeah, normal questions. You completed it. I'd say 13 for 13. Well done, guys. You both know each other. High fives all around.
Yeah.
Can I high five you, Richard? I'll come this side.
Go on, then. Go on.
On this side. Yeah.
But that's the first time we've done that. So well done, guys. What 3 tips or advice would you give to someone if they were just getting into reselling?
Okay. So I kind of find it easy because, like, I feel like I taught Lola a little bit. Did I teach? Do you feel like I taught you? The reselling game. So I always said to her, just research. Like, sharpen your axe before you try and cut down a tree.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone rushes to go out and do the whole charity shop car boot thing, but you end up picking up crap and bringing it home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my first tip. Just research. Like, just research in general. Like, pick up a fork. And for example, my brother-in-law came over from America. He's like, "What do you even sell?" I was like, "Okay, give me any kind of anything."
Category.
And I said about hammers, and we looked up hammers, and there's like some hammers which you can sell for £200.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I just said, that's how you do it. You got a question in your head. Oh, I wonder what like the most, like, I don't know, best board game there is ever out there. Look it up. It might be like Hero Quest or something. Do you know what I mean? But you start building up like a random knowledge of things, and you understand why certain things sell. And second tip would be to what's the thing?
Oh, Pete, just before you say it, just talking about looking at researching. We did the same thing. Me and my mate, we always challenge ourselves before we go to the boot sales. And one thing that we looked at was tools. And it's funny because when you do research, you also remember it like a bit like Darren Brown. And I always think of planes, wood carpentry planes. And if you ever see them, I always think of Coronation Street because the best brand is called Norris. So I always think of Norris in the shop on Coronation Street. But I'm always like Norris. And I'm like, if I'm ever at a boot sale, I always see these house clearance guys bringing out tools and I see the word Norris, I'm just going to be like, how much for the box? Because they can sell for hundreds. You're talking 300,
that's the thing though, because we build that knowledge, and like, because I know people tend to, because they see my videos personally, and they'll say, oh well, I'm really into clothes now, I want to start selling. But I was like, clothes isn't probably the best selling thing out there at all. You get some people who know the tools, who know the cutlery, who know the glassware, electronics, all that stuff. That's money. Proper money.
The only thing that I don't think a lot of resellers say on YouTube, just to say what I used to do prior, I used to sell business insurance. And the only thing that I think that is not enough of is, sorry to be boring, but it's like the health and safety, which is the repercussions. So you need to have product liability to insure yourself if you're going to sell electronics. Now, I think we can quite comfortably sell clothes and maybe not need it because there's no real liability apart from I put it on the wrong way around. But with electronics, the repercussions is obviously if they plug it in and something goes wrong, then they can come back to you even on eBay because you've sold that under product liability. So that's the only thing I would say. Yes, it's a massive, there's this amazing money to buy from Barry who's bringing it out of a house clearance. But I would just say
Wait, so
I'd say stick with the clothes, stick with the antiques, stick with the cut. You know, there's lots of things that are not electronical, but I just think there's a lot of resellers out there that sell it, and I know that they're definitely insured. You wouldn't be doing YouTube videos and not insured. You've got to be, but I just think they almost need to kind of go, if you're new, just make sure, or you know how to do pat testing and stuff like that, because obviously it's a legal requirement now when you're selling electronic goods. So
I sell electronics. I love electronics. I love vintage electronics. I love VHS players and all that. I had a telly pop when I was listing it, and I thought I'll test it. I plugged it in, and just this puff of smoke, like a TV program, puff of smoke come out. But like I love selling electronics. I just love it. Good money.
Just got to
right,
yeah,
exactly.
So number two. Sorry to cut you there. Number two top tip.
Start in your house. Don't spend any money. Actually, go through what you've got. That's my second tip. And then you learn. Then that's I think the most part about that bit is you learn what you actually like to sell. Because not everyone likes electronics, and not everyone likes clothing. Not everyone likes toys. And you work out what you like. Do you mean there's some people out there who sell?
And as well, if it's in your house, you obviously like it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was yours.
Do you mean? And then you find your niche. Do you know what I mean? And some people don't get into that, and they think, "Oh, I have to sell clothes. Either I hate them, I hate buttons, I hate sewing things up, I hate all that kind of stuff." But you don't have to. Work out what you like and make it into a thing that you like doing. You know, so yeah,
definitely.
Number 3.
Go on then, stick a 3 in there.
Number 3, consistency.
Yes.
If you want to be successful with reselling, if you drop it, then you've got to pick it back up again. It takes a while it's really consistent, aren't you? So
I just think you have to go through, like, I remember watching this random video you sent me. You have to go through the valley of despair at one point. You have to get to a point where you're in a shop and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But then keep going.
Or you get to the death pile and you're like, I just can't do this today. And it's at those points I feel like the successful people will drive through the valley of despair and get back up. And those that aren't successful, which is most people,
which is fair play.
Most people, they're not willing to drive through the hard times and to carry. It does get tough, doesn't it?
Yeah, when
you're working for yourself, you've not got your boss to tell you what to do. You have to be disciplined because you're not always motivated to do it.
No, and I relate it to when I used to go to the gym and that. Like, it takes ages to build muscle and to build yourself up and to get fit. Takes ages. Once you're there, it's all right, but it takes ages to get there. It takes weeks or days to lose it. You lose it if you stop. You lose it, and then you've got to do that big slog to build it up again. And it's exactly the same with reselling, because I say I built up my reselling and I was smashing it like James is now, and say then I had the thing with losing my brother. And like it just all went, and now I've just done all the hard work again of starting building it up again, and that's how I see it. It is like you say, consistency is the key. And it's the same as on YouTube. If you're doing YouTube videos, you know, consistency is the key with that as well. I think if you want a successful YouTube channel, that's what it's all about.
One thing I'm going to be doing next month that I haven't been doing because I've been a lazy bod is. I'm transferring. I've just done everything on my phone, which has just been comfortable. It's worked. It's been fine. I've kind of found systems, but I'm next month is going to be my first month where I'm almost going to get a stopwatch out, and I'm going to be timing how long processes are. And I've got ways of streamlining my processes, how to do bulk photos, batch on my photos, and then do this and almost treat it. It is a business, but really treat it like a. So it's boring to a degree. But it just means I can get more work done, and I've got more free time because I've got a couple of hidden goals that I want to achieve this year. And if I haven't got time, I'm not going to be able to achieve any of them goals. So yeah, I think consistency is key, and I think how you can get even better consistency is learning how to get quicker at processes, because then it helps. That it actually means that you could probably end up where it's taking me 3 hours, I could probably do it in an hour. And then it's going to make that consistency so much more easier.
You know what? Lola's my business consultant, because I started off, I had no idea how to put stuff away, pack stuff. And I used to go to her and say, I don't know how to make it efficient
systems. So for my business to be efficient, I have to have systems in place to teach other people. For me, Pete would just work out systems for his business as well, don't we?
Yeah, and so now I've got basically a routine every week, and that's why companies do it, don't they? That's why they record stuff in certain days, they do certain things another day, and they do it because it makes sense. You know what I mean? They do it because it makes sense. So yeah, and that's what I think. As you streamline it, it becomes even easier and it becomes more enjoyable. So
yeah, definitely.
What are we on? So we've done a 3. I like that. So we are on what we are.
6.
Oh yeah, we've kind of done number 6, but why not? Also aimed at Lola as well. So what are your actual hobbies?
So I like to go charity shopping. No, so I like it for me. So obviously Pete does it as a business, but for me, like everything we wear, the children wear, I don't wear anything brand new. I will refuse to go and buy new because I feel like there's so much stuff there. I like home decor as well. So in my spare time, especially charity shops as well, I just like to make our home beautiful because I feel like that, because we work from home, I want this place to be like a sanctuary for us.
Yeah.
And I like family history. So like
she loves, honestly,
family tree and things like that. My ancestors, let's take it as far back as I can, learn about.
I bet you like watching Who Do You Think You Are, don't you, on telly?
I've not watched that, but I know
you probably get into it.
That's brilliant. I love that. Yeah, I love it. I only got into it because my brother used to work for Brian Blessed that was in Flash Gordon and does all this Flash and the one with the voice and the beard. Yeah, exactly. Well, my brother used to work for him, and it was only I watched his one, and like then I just had to watch them all. I just thought it was so interesting. So interesting.
So
where does it go?
Yeah, we're on it. Question 7. We
are
organised.
We are. What are your business goals for 2022 for the pair of you?
I don't feel like I've got any goals. I should do, should I? What goals are there?
We talk about it.
I don't even know. Like 2019 was like my best year. So basically on I think July was the best month. I think gross I did like 8,000 in sales.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Wow.
That was just clothing. So obviously since then, because of like COVID and stuff like that. So my goal is just to get back to 2019. That's my goal really at the minute, to get back to like 8,000 sales.
That's a brilliant goal.
So yeah, that's my goal. Like I'm just trying to get back into that flow, but make sure it's in the right way.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. I took it for granted. I'd wake up, go, oh yeah, I got 12 sales today. Oh well, let's just go out.
yeah, rather than capitalizing on it. Yeah.
But June 2020, I'm just like, has anyone got any orders? Please.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So that's what just get back up to 2019 numbers and then see what happens from there.
Yeah,
I think one of our main goals is to go to the US and just do like a bit of, send it home. It's not like a business goal, but it's like something I really want to do with reselling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've just seen Sean's comment. He may look like he would tarmac your drive for £500, and I'm sure his microphone is making up for something, but he does need your support on Instagram, and he's put my Instagram on there. Cheers, Sean.
One thing that you were chatting about midweek as well, Pete, is regarding your days off and stuff like that. So it sounds like the more that you're hitting them business goals, the more you're gonna have them free time with the kids and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think that's one thing I'm trying to go get this year is like a set day off, even though I have my day with my daughter, just so I can be like this day every single week I can kind of switch off, turn off from eBay, turn my phone off, get to the point whereabouts I can like switch off from the world. Lola, what's your business goals then for this year? What would you say your goals are?
So I have for me like a vision of what I want to do. So then I've got to have the money to make that happen. So it's like what Pete says. I want to go and live in America for a bit. I would love that. And because my business is already set up and it's really successful, I could probably get a visa and live out there right now. Obviously, the way things are, it's not so good, but that's my plan. So my business goal, and obviously it doesn't make sense in the world of reselling, but my business goal is to get a monthly turnover in my business of $500,000. So we could achieve that by the end of the year, hopefully.
You got close last year, don't you?
Yeah, we got close in 2020, but we're gonna.
She got to 350,000.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Lola. Fantastic.
You are smashing it, guys. That's amazing.
And as you said on your video as well, Lola, like you've had the hurdles, and this is now the year whereabouts it feels like the lockdown, it's here, but we're learning how to live with it. And hopefully from a financial point of view, that means that more restaurants, more businesses should really proper get opening. I know this year, especially, one of the hottest tickets in selling on eBay or online is like staycation items, like your deck chairs, your camping stuff. It's going to go crazy in summer, because when we booked up, because we've got a mate who has a little can't get my words out, wooden hut with like a hot tub, and like it's really, really nice just on his farm. And I was like, oh mate, can we come stay at like in July? And he's like, mate, I'm booked. I was like, oh, what weekend? He's like, no, I'm booked. Like the whole year he's booked. Like he's like, it's gone crazy. He said when all the people couldn't go abroad, we were getting calls and calls because people wanted to do stuff. So at the moment, pretty much everywhere's solid booked, like your Haven Holidays, your Butlins, so caravan parks, so anything you can think of that's portable, like,
everything's booked up. We tried.
Yeah, it's crazy. Or the price is ridiculously high. So, you know, if you are seeing deck chairs, you're seeing stuff that's like foldable, but you know, it's gonna fly off. It's gonna go crazy on eBay, I reckon, this summer.
That's a nice comment from Richard. Question, well, kind of. Chaddy is such a down-to-earth guy, showing my strange sales like a bottle of Vosine shampoo, and he doesn't even have to reply, but always makes the time. Nothing but respect. That's nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
The thing is, I don't see myself as anything other than a reseller. Do you mean? So when people talk to me, I'm like, I'll talk to you. And Lola's like, Pete, you need to go to bed. Because I'm just I've got a voice note people, because I just think,
are you like you're like a night owl? You're awake late at night, and then
you know what? I
think we go to bed at 3 a.m. most nights.
Yeah.
Do you know what I used to do when me and my wife first got together? We was just we wasn't doing it. We was watching rubbish, and like 3 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking, Jesus, they're still up early the next morning.
It feels like a sleepover still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Got GBP in.
How good are you at chess then, Pete? So obviously you're into it, but how good are you at a level? Have you gone to competitions or tournaments?
No. So basically I played when I was really young, not like good at all. And then I kind of got back into it when I snapped my Achilles tendon last year. Last year. So I couldn't do my jiu-jitsu, but I still wanted to keep my mind ticking over. So I kind of got back into it. So I want to be doing it for again for like 6 or 7 months or something. Ranked about like 800, 900, nothing good. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just getting back into learning it and all that kind of stuff. Actually, enjoy. For me, in my head, it's like, I don't know, it's like it unwinds my brain. Do you know what I mean? Exercise my brain, makes me kind of.
It's good. It keeps you sharp. Keeps you sharp.
Yeah, so when I go out reselling and stuff, I don't know. It's like the principles that you learn in chess. You can
because you're thinking 2 and 3 moves ahead.
It works.
Yeah.
Chess works really well in life, because you can move your business exactly the same as pieces on the board. And I remember my uncle, he's a lean engineer. He went into like businesses and he created like vacuum pumps, loads of stuff that went way above my head. I always remember when he had a conversation with me and he went about how to get jobs and stuff like that. Because I remember I used to do close-up magic, and I was like, oh, I really want to do corporate magic. And he was like, we're going to do what we call a knight's move. We're just going to get you there. And I went in there, I did a front, and I pretty much scripted it. I acted like I'd done all these gigs before. I hadn't. I blagged it. And I was like, yeah, I've done professional magic. I've done it for Lloyd's Cruising. I've done it for this, that, and the other. I've got photos of me doing it here, this, that, and the other. I said, this is an effect I did, and I did them a quick effect. And he went, right, we're having you. I got paid £2,500 for half an hour's work of close-up magic, and I'd never done a gig in my life. And yeah, your confidence. And my uncle just taught me how to kind of, why are you worried about the stages? Just go get it. And he's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're just not going to get it. You're back to square one. He's like, but that's a knight's move. Rather than just going forward one piece, you've jumped everything and you've gone straight over there.
Yeah, makes sense. And they always say, like with chess, it reveals your personality and the weaknesses in it. Do you know what I mean? Some people are a bit tentative. Some people are a bit overly aggressive. Some people are a bit like too technical. Do you know what I mean? So you can learn anyway. But that's me getting boring now.
If that's me playing Risk.
What are you?
It shows you're passionate. It's good to be whatever it is. It's good.
Yeah. What would you say you are? I suppose when I think of that straight away, I suppose I went defense when you said that. I thought naturally I'm a defensive person. Me,
with chess, you have to be very mindful of the other person who has the same, if not more, ability than you. And so for me, I used to just go on kicking, I'm going to do what I want to do. And then you're thinking, I'm doing good now. But meanwhile, my guy's like making his way down to board, ready to checkmate. But so I've had to kind of take a step back and think, people have the same mind, if not better. Do you know what I mean? And so I can learn from other people. I can always make sure I'm never going to be the biggest person in the room, if that makes sense. It humbles me to realize, like, I'm never going to be the smartest person. I can always learn stuff at all times. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love it.
Definitely.
It's good because it's cliche, but obviously, like, chess must have boomed when that Netflix series came out. It must have absolutely, it must have just gone electric.
There's one guy I was following on YouTube, and he said basically his whole channel just exploded. He has like millions of followers now, literally because of that film, of that Netflix series.
Wow.
It makes sense.
How accurate was it? Because I don't play chess, but I liked the series. I was really like, I thought it was really well scripted. But when I watched it,
but obviously the chess that they're playing, because Queen's Gambit is a certain opening, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and it's quite I don't know. I think it's an aggressive opening, but it's just I'm not sure if it's based around anything about that particular opening. But obviously it's about obviously about that girl who's gone through, like, I think she went through like an orphanage and all that kind of stuff. And but I need to watch it properly. I don't watch it properly, but yeah, it's dead good. Like, I don't know. I'm just talking now.
Saying that, I was watching Murder in Paradise last night, and that was about chess. It was about chess professionals. Just relating that to that. I love Murder in Paradise.
It's a sad kind of culture, because before the streaming days, they didn't make much money at all.
Yeah.
If anything. And so things like Twitch streaming chess games and stuff, that's really pulled them out of that kind of thing. Because even their tournaments don't make them much money at all.
Yeah, well, I noticed that. I felt really, really sad. I was watching the Winter Olympics and with my wife, and we're just chilling out. And on BBC, they did like the highlights, and we're just watching the ice skating. And I was like, effing hell. I was like, literally saying, I was going, they are amazing. I was like, they're so talented. And I was like, these are amazing to watch, because I used to watching bloody Dancing on Ice with Bez on there falling all over the flat. So, and honestly, like, they're just amazing to watch. And then I look at the crowds and there's literally no one there. And I was just, I felt really sad. I felt like, I'm really happy BBC's broadcast it, and obviously that's their job, but it's a shame it's like it isn't like the normal Olympics where everyone's there screaming at them, or if it's because of COVID. But yeah, you are right. It is sad when someone's that good at what they do and then they've got a smaller audience. But because of the internet now and because of media, they are there. They're just not seeing it.
Yeah. Which is always good. That's why I think we can do what we do, because the internet's made it massively possible, hasn't it? So
yeah, definitely. You'll go.
Yeah, so I think you kind of answered it with the America, but let's just say America doesn't come on the cards. So you talked about this year's goals, but where would you both like to be? I suppose you could answer America if you wanted to, but whereabouts do you both want to be in about 5 years? So if you had a 5-year plan, where would you both like to be? You know, what would it look like? You know, would it be still the same businesses? Would it be your own? What would you be doing?
Well, personally, for me, I'll probably still, because reselling for me is like a hobby still. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a hobby, but pays the bills. So I'll still be reselling, but basically my goal is I want my YouTube to be able to pay for my sourcing and pay for everything, so that reselling is now just a joy.
It really is a hobby.
It really is just a hobby which I can do. I can go around, I can go to America, I can go to Japan, because I love to go to Japan and do reselling.
Oh, I'd love to go there. Do you know why? Because I love gadgets, and it's the biggest place in the world for gadgets and all the technology.
Yeah, so I love traveling now. I never used to be into traveling, but Lola got me hooked on it. So I'd love to just go traveling. I mean, just go everywhere and just experience different places, but find some bargains whilst I'm there. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be quite a cool 5-year plan. So you have like YouTube, allows you to kind of travel, get around, almost like thrift in different countries, buying different products.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, man.
But I love England, so I love to have a home base, but be able to just go everywhere, you know. So
yeah, definitely nice to be able to travel.
What about yourself, Lola? So obviously Pete's got obviously the YouTube, but what about yourself? Whereabouts would you like to be doing less work because you've done so well, or what would your 5 years look like?
Well, my income is residual, so whatever I build so I don't get paid for my time. So So whatever I do this month will add on to next, and my income gets bigger. But I don't think I'd ever not do what I do, because the thrill of what I do is helping other people. So there's like, I can have a woman that joins me that pays £28 to set up a business, and then I can help her make an extra £100 to £500 a month. That literally sets my soul on fire. Like, it's for me helping other people. You know, it's not just my income. It's like, so I love that. But we're kind of aligned the same. Like, I have always wanted. I don't like people telling me what to do. I like to just be free, and I think that's why I love what I do. I like to be free. So that freedom of travel. Right now, we don't have that freedom of travel.
Yeah.
I want to build an income where we can, next 5 years, hopefully pay our mortgage off, so that we can live. Because with my job, we can live anywhere in the world with our income. So for Pete to be able to obviously have that YouTube, so we both can I would love to be able to go different places and do some YouTube videos, reselling in other countries, and we've got the same kind of family. And then we home educate our 2 girls as well, so they'll just come along with the ride. We're not stuck in a place because of school or work. We just want to be free, don't we?
I love the reselling as well, but if I could earn money from something, I'd want it to be from my YouTube. Definitely, because then, like you say, you can do your traveling, you can make your content wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're making your content, and then, like you say, you can still do your reselling as it becomes a hobby then, rather than a job, because your job is YouTube.
Is there any country apart from America that you would, if we could give you a golden ticket right now, that you go to? Is there anywhere that's hot on the list apart from America that you've mentioned?
Japan.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Or Fiji, I love Fiji.
Yeah. All those kind of places, like Japan, Fiji, Iceland. I'd love to go to Iceland for a little bit of Iceland.
I've always wanted to go to the Ice Palace, the Ice Hotel. The Ice Hotel, and see the Northern Lights and all things like that. Love
was that James Bond? One of James Bonds?
Yeah, it was.
That's what I was thinking of. James.
Dying of a Day.
I was an absolute massive James Bond fan. Yeah. And I don't know why I said Ice Palace. I'm obviously still thinking about my brother, but
it's Dying of a Day. It was because Halle Berry was in it, wasn't she? And and they had the Jaguar with the rocket launchers on the ice.
My brother
that was a good Bond.
Went into the set.
I love James Bond. I'm not watching the new one yet because I want to just. I'm preparing.
You got a treat. You got a big treat.
It's amazing. I mean. I'll be totally honest. I mean, people know what I'm like. I wear my heart on my sleeve when I say it as it is. But the film started, and I cried because my brother he wore the No Time to Die crew jackets. He knew people that worked on all the films, and he never got to see it. So like we went to see it for him, and I cried as soon as the film started. I was in floods, and then I cried at the end. It was just. Oh, you love it. You love it. If you love James Bond, you're going to love the film. It is quality.
Yeah, got it.
It's amazing. And I'm not overly keen on Bond. I like Moonraker and I like the ones Daniel Craig's done, but oh my God,
Daniel Craig's just absolutely like smashed being a Bond.
The thing I like about Daniel Craig, he just seems like conflicted. Do you know what I mean? As a character, which feels like he's got a lot of depth. Do you know what I mean? It's not this, I'm Roger Moore-esque. Do you know what I mean? You just nothing phases him. You can see he's got the cracks.
He's got alcohol issues. He's got loads of these problems. Like you can see, even when he takes his top off and he's got all the bruises, and he's like he can be beaten, and it's like, and everyone doesn't really like. It's almost like his agency's like. Yeah, don't trust him. He's like,
he's past it now, but he's still trying to turn up.
I just like the fact he's not a womanizer. He's not really, he's not worried about it.
He's a proper gentleman.
Yeah. Right. Is it the next one?
I'll let you ask the
let me do the last one,
and then chat if you want to get all your questions in.
Yeah. Because if we miss some, then get them in. If you could have one wish, what would it be? Could be anything.
That's a toughie, isn't it?
We've never done. I don't think we've done this one before.
Yeah, it would sound cringe because obviously I'd always wish for like £1 million or something. Yeah, but
I
don't know. Like there was a time when all Lola's family were together, and we were just having the best time. And I don't know, it's before lockdown and stuff, but it's just doing like, those are the times I always remember. And I wish I could have all the family back. Do you know how it was?
Birthday.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But a couple of them have passed away from now and stuff like that. And you just think, I wish, you could just have that back again at some point. You know what I mean? I know it sounds sad, but yeah, I'd rather take the million, but but I'd love to have that kind of, because that's what it's about, really, isn't it?
Being together,
the experiences and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And yourself, Lola, if you could have a wish.
I know, I don't even know where to go with that.
Not too deep.
I don't know.
See yourself in Forbes magazine, Business Women of the Year.
Yeah, like, I think if right now I could have one wish, just something that my heart desires now, is to be able to have a property big enough that we could have Pete's mum and my parents in annexes and stuff like that. So
that'd be nice.
That's one of our goals, isn't it? That we can.
I'd like to have a family that I felt that way towards. I want to run away from them. Sadly, me and the missus are like the polar opposites of that, but not in a nasty way. Like we do care and we sincerely care. It's just that we seem to clash with everyone. But I think it's just because we're very free spirited and we have travelled, and that's pretty much how we test our relationship. We went to India, went to Philippines, Indonesia, and because we kind of don't do things normally, even the eBay business, like my family wouldn't be like, well done. They'd be like, why are you leaving a secure job? And it's not their fault. It's just because that's the way that they think the world is, and I have no problems. I'm not like annoyed at my parents. I love all my family, but it's just because they're so not positive in what we're doing. It's like when Carolyn did teaching, she flunked all education and she travelled in Australia, and then she redid her exams later on, and then she then qualified as a teacher. And like people would have told her, oh, you shouldn't go to university, you didn't do it straight away, it's a waste of time. So we both had that when we met. With probably a reason that we molded and now we're married and whatnot. But we've both kind of gone, people have said you shouldn't do this, and then we have done it, and then we've been successful. So my wish is, I wish my family were a bit more nice like that.
I don't think we're not going to ask that one, Sam and Mel.
What's that?
Which live stream do you prefer? Enjoyed being on more? We're not going to ask that one.
Don't ask that.
No, we're not going to go there.
The house that you live in at the moment, though, is like, it looks like a gorgeous area. Like it's really, really nice, like cul-de-sac and everything whereabouts you are. Is it just a case of like size, really? Is it at the moment? Is it just want a bit more bigger space for you both?
Yeah, so we're in a semi-detached 3-bedroomed house, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I would like, not right now, but it's perfect now because there's lots of children on the street, so it's good for the girls. I wouldn't want to be anywhere away from here because the girls just go out the front door and run a cul-de-sac, so they just play. But I think as they get older, I would love somewhere with more land and
just so they can run without any worries and just do what they want to do.
My sister lives in Clovis in California, and she's got like a lot of land, and like she's got like a ranch and like loads of land, and she's got 4 boys, and they're just on their quads all day. And I just think, wow, I would love that lifestyle. So
we've had Little Miss Q, and we've had Rachel, and both of them in America, like the when they talk about like the spaces that they've got, the land, like it's just, my head's going like I'm my back garden. I'm like, oh, it's massive, my back garden. Like you get about 5 bikes in there. It's massive. And they're out there like firing guns, like they've got lakes, they've got they've got thousands of trees. I'm like, what? But you are right, and I think why would you want to just live here when you can experience that? It's not. And the thing is that it seems like you've both got that mindset, which is the right mindset. Nothing's ever forever, in a sense. You can try things, you can live there, you can try that. It's about experiencing different things and like going, you know what, at least we give it a go. Or you might do it and be like, why didn't we do this sooner? So like, yeah, it's definitely about that.
If anyone's got any questions for Pete and Lola, please put them in the chat. If I've missed any, I'm sorry, but like it's just flowing, and the chat's going. So yeah, we've got Stephen the reseller in there.
So your setup at the moment obviously is in the garden. In regards to, did you build that yourself, or was it there, or how did that come about?
I found a joiner, a carpenter kind of person to build it for us. But it was when wood was cheap, because like you try and build it now, it'd be like triple the price. So we're looking to get it in just at the right time. But yeah, it's like it was his biggest project that he's had, and it was massive. You know what I mean? So it's like a massive space. So we're looking. Obviously, I think you've seen our stories. We're looking to get a gym in there at some point, and then on the other side having.
I've heard whispers of a certain bike brand that's getting ordered.
Yeah.
If we can source one at a reasonable price, we'll get one. That's efficient.
I told
not one that sounds like Releron.
Yeah. I told my.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I told my wife that we were doing the live stream, and I was like, Lola's after this bike, and she's like, yeah, she's awesome. I like her already because that's my wife's the same. She's just like, oh, imagine like in our spare room, we've just had one of them. Oh, I like be so much more easier.
Treadmills. Yeah.
Just amazing.
Who does Lola? Lola doesn't work for anyone. She works for herself.
So the actual company, there is a company. It's called Unique. So basically, the business setup for how ours works is that you pay a small fee, and you can then sell the products. The company, so someone will order. Say, for example, my customers, they'll order from my website. The company send it direct from their warehouse to them. I don't handle any product, and then I get paid for making those sales online. So I teach women basically how to sell products online. So we don't handle any products. I don't make any products or anything like that, but it's Unique.
That makes the 350 grand a year even better, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's no expensive.
Touch the products. That's nice.
No expensive.
That's nice.
Pete, how do we do that on eBay? So should we just
start
selling
happiness?
Should we start selling happiness in a bottle? There's happiness in a bottle.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
To be fair, I think the closest to that I've ever seen is when people do the codes for stuff, because they must make a mint, like the Windows keys and stuff like that. Whereabouts they send the codes, obviously just all you're doing is sending that email with the code. I was like, someone was.
I just like the graph though. I do enjoy the graph, the actual treasure. I mean, nothing beats that, I don't think.
Well, I wanted to talk about treasure hunting. This is what I picked up for £1 this week. Look at this beauty. I thought I'd show you.
Makes you proud.
Look at that for £1. Absolute beauty. I nearly vomited when I saw it. I said it to a mate. And he was like, oh, mate, they go crazy on Depop over that stuff. And he was like, you should pick it up. Because I texted mate going, this is hideous. And he's like, yeah, no, get it. Someone will pay 20 quid for that.
Into that, definitely.
Gary's saying, do you guys see everything? Do you see everything has a price in your head now when you're out and about, not just sourcing? Like you see something, you go, that's worth this and that's worth that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna watch telly. I don't really watch much telly, but I'm watching Power on Netflix. When it was on Netflix, and everything I'm looking at. Oh wow, that's some really nice clothing. That could sell for this. That could sell for that. I'm like, look at that. He's wearing some Moncler. He's like, well,
look at that Sony. Look at that Sony.
I mean, so yeah. Every time I'm out about stuff, and it feels like I'm always watching people because I like to see what's actually trending. Yeah. You know what I mean, so for example, like you see all the kids now wearing Hoodrich. It's random brand. So I'm always noticing it. So I've kind of researched it. See, it sells quite well because it's the brand now that some kids are wearing, and so parents are happy to buy it for any price. You know, so
Michael's saying, City or United?
United.
There you go.
I'm basically the way it's set up. I'm from Oldham, and basically Manchester, the small one, like the actual Manchester City. Everyone from there supports City. You know what I mean? And then I'm from Oldham, so I'm not actually, because in United's actually in Trafford technically. So it's not actually Manchester. So you're allowed to support them then. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, United. Don't watch much football, but it's always been about United.
Adrian's saying, what have been your high points and your low points in reselling?
So I'll start with low points. When you get like 2 returns, which worth about £1,000. That's all.
I heard about that on George's live, mate. Just listening to that, I almost felt so bad when you said that.
I didn't get paid that week. It was depressing. But things like that, when someone tries to blag you on something, or you know what I mean. But on the whole, there's more. I feel like there's more high points than anything really. My high point when I wake up and I've had like a few sales, and I know like I got a bit of stock I can take pictures of, and I know that I got the freedom. That's the high point. I feel that's a constant high point. You know what I mean?
And the high points keep you going longer. But see when I get refunds and all that, it drives me mad. And I don't mean to, and I keep saying when James has them, I say, don't worry about it. No, you know, and James keeps saying, you know, you just got to. It's happened. You got to deal with it. Just get over it. Just forget about it. Move on, and that's what you've got to do. If you let things niggle away at you, it can change your whole.
That's the thing. Like I tell Laura sometimes, I've had that a couple of times. She says, just move on. It's what happens. It's business. It's business. Just keep going. Yeah, just keep going. Go past it. Like,
and it's about. It's definitely about that glass half full. Like when you see that £200 refund, it isn't £200, it's £5 or plus your postage. It's what you paid for it because you didn't have that money, and that's how you've got to kind of get yourself in. Just talking about talking about waking up at like, it sounds a bit cheesy, but the nicest thing I've got since going full time, and I haven't had it since I was probably 20, and I used to work in Burton's, which I had the same feeling. I love waking up and doing work. Like it's the first time I've ever woken up. I used to dread, because I've always done an office job since I was 21. And because I've got dyslexia, it's such a difficult job for me. And I used to find it so hard. But because I have no qualifications, it was one of the better paid jobs working in the call center. And if you had the gift of the gab, it didn't really matter about you typing in your because that's what sold. And I just dreaded going into work for ages. And now I've done reselling. I'm like, yes, I'm like looking forward to it. The only thing sometimes is I end up being downstairs till like 11 o'clock at night, sometimes working. Yeah. And the missus is like, I'm going to bed. And I'll be like, no worries. And then I look at my clock. I'm like, well, it's 1 o'clock. I'm like, where the heck? What the hell's happened?
Well, I mean, you're in a good place. It's a good place, isn't it, to be?
Definitely. Tam and Bell, what are your tips for growing a YouTube channel?
I think one of the main ones is the consistency aspect. I think that makes a massive difference. If you can stay consistent, whether it's you post every couple of weeks or you post once a week, 2 times a week, a month, every month, stick to it properly. And if you can stick to that, then everything else falls into place. And
be authentic. Don't try and be anyone else. I feel that people can really... I mentor 9,000 women. So there's 9,000 women in my company. And that's one thing I teach every single one of them is that you don't want to be me and you don't want to be Pete. You don't want to be anyone else. Authenticity is the best thing because that really attracts people to you and it gives that connection, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not everyone's going to love you, but the people who do will be your tribe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Nick said that because Nick was on with George this week, and I think he said the same thing. He said, you know, one of the tips is, oh no, he didn't. He done a video with Andrea of 5 do's and don'ts of getting.
Don't talk about that video with Andrew. We've had a chat about this a couple of weeks ago. Did you ever watch Andrea's video in Brighton? Was it in Brighton?
Oh no, not that one. This is.
It's hilarious. Nick's right. Andrea's filming. So this is Nick and Andrea. She's filming on her channel. And they're just going around the charity shops, just as you do, nicely done. And they've uploaded it to YouTube, as you do. And it's a really nice video. But if you turn the sound up as they come out the car...
There was one person that watched it and noticed something.
There was definitely a couple and a lady having a very nice afternoon above them.
Yes, they were having a lovely time. So if you watch their house hunting part 2, about 12 minutes and 10 seconds in, it's someone was having a lovely time.
Yeah, having a great time, bless her. She looked like she was very happy. But bless them, you wouldn't know because they were just like filming. They're just filming themselves, so you forget about the sound above you or whatever's happening. Talking about sounds and above, as it's just gone 9 o'clock, that a couple of people this evening might be fancying a drink, Richard.
Yeah,
maybe a tipple.
Should we do the cocktail of the week?
Yeah, so I think as it's 9 o'clock or just gone 9 o'clock, I think it's a nice time to watch Cocktail of the Week, so we can sit back for a moment, have a drink, recharge, and we can watch the master himself, Cola Flipper Lee, doing our Cocktail of the Week for us. So we'll just get this ready for you.
So here we are, Cocktail of the Week. enjoy. I've got to share my screen now. Hang on a sec.
You got to press buttons.
I'm not prepared. We're not professional at this. Well, I'm not.
Now Lee has said a disclaimer that he doesn't mind doing this because he's never drank so much alcohol in his life, so he's really enjoying doing cocktail of the week.
So here we go, guys. This is Lee's cocktail of the week. Let's go.
Also, there's a blooper at the end. Well worth a watch.
Yeah, so there you go. Can you see it all right?
Evening, James, Rich, chat. Tonight we are
Evening,
making
Lee.
a French daiquiri. So a little bit different to my taller drinks. Today, you need to get yourself a proper martini glass.
I've got one of them, mate. I'm up north.
Typically, for this, you want to use a white rum, so a white Bacardi there. But I'm a little bit different, so I'm going to use a little bit of dark rum as well. So
nice.
I'm going to use a little bit of Gosling Black Seal. Other things you're going to need is pineapple juice and Chambord. Chambord is a French black raspberry liqueur. Some lime juice and some bitters. I recommend Angostura bitters if you can get hold of them. So I've pretty much got everything ready to go. So I'll just crack on with it. So you will need, again, your shaker. This is about that full of ice at the minute. So
nice.
It's quite a booze heavy one, this. So there's pineapple juice as a mixer, but there's a big chunk of rum in it. So
I always said Lee to look like Tom Cruise.
Your shaker.
He does have to have had this.
I know.
Typically, it's 2 shots of white rum. I'm going to use one of each just because I fancy it, and I quite like the different sort of flavour and a sort of a warmth and caramel type flavour from a dark rum.
I think this was his 7th take.
It does make a difference.
That bottle was full. Just so you know, that bottle was full.
You want to get your
When he started.
So I'm going to have 1 shot of the dark rum.
Oh, nice. Yes, Lee.
A shot of the white rum. And then the Chambord, so the black raspberry liqueur. For that, you want about half a shot. So we've got 2 shots of rum in there.
This is like a proper cocktail. I'm liking this already.
I know.
Half a shot.
Lee is now the resident cocktail of the week
I've already
maker.
measured that out. So that's half a shot of lime juice. So that's equal measures of the lime juice and the Chambord.
Lee, don't be messing.
And then we are going to have 1.5 shots of pineapple juice. So I just got standard Sainsbury's pineapple juice.
Other brands are available. Got to be careful.
But Sainsbury's, if you do want to sponsor us.
So initially, we're just going to shake that with ice. And then we're going to top it off with a couple of drips of the... Actually, you know what?
Is that hot sauce?
Put it in now.
Oh, chuck it in.
Give that a little shake first.
Chuck it in.
And we're only going to put in this. It's got a tiny little nozzle on the end. 3 dashes. So 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Look at that.
A bit on the back of my hand there.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. 22 each for Taba.
Give it a shake.
Oh, look at that. Look.
Oh, what's going a rave in there?
Oh, yes, Lee.
See the condensation on the shaker.
Oh, look at that.
You want a decent sized martini glass.
Here we go. Proofs in the pudding.
Oh, look at
that.
Bad boy.
Glass this time. Normally I've got ice.
Can you just drop that round for Lola? She's happy to have one of them.
She says she's thirsty.
The ice in the shaker's chilling the drink and diluting it a degree.
That's a banger, that. That looks absolutely on point.
That looks good. Perfect measure.
If you want to mix it up a little bit.
Or just take the lid off the shaker and just drink it.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Cheers, Lee.
Cheers, Lee.
Lovely. Cheers, everyone. See you next time.
But have we got a little...
So, tonight, I have no idea what this one's called, so I'm going to have to start this bastard again.
Lee, the absolute legend as always. Thank you very much, Lee. I've brought it off for us, Richard. Thank you so much, Lee.
That was amazing.
That was a cocktail of the week, guys.
Cocktail of the week.
Oh,
I hope you enjoyed that one. Lee definitely enjoyed it. he said he was definitely a bit worse for wear after drinking that. Let's go. Let's see what we're up to now.
So I think have we got any? Yeah, I'll let you pick up whereabouts we are. Do fire them questions in, guys.
Yeah, nice. I know the timestamp of the video. Yeah, I was on that one. Don't worry about that. So if you do watch their part 2 house hunting video, make sure 12 minutes 10 seconds.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we be really nice and show this video? I feel like that might be a better way to explain it.
I'll have to find it. You guys will have to carry on chatting then while I have a little look.
So obviously you used to do toys obviously before you really got obviously into your clothing, Pete. Yeah. With your toy side of things, what would you say to someone? Obviously, I know you've mentioned it before about obviously looking at what the kids are using, but what would you say to someone if they didn't have children, they didn't know what type of toys to get? What would you give tips to someone trying to get into selling toys on our platform? What would your advice be? So if they were like, I want to sell some toys on eBay, but whereabouts do I start? I've got 50 quid in my hand.
Well, I think best thing to do, obviously hit the car boot, but beforehand, just make a list of the cartoons you used to watch when you was younger, because that's the ones which I found I had a very good time with, and it tends to be those are the ones which sell for quite a lot of money. So
yeah, definitely.
So things like Ghostbusters, I grew up on, Thundercats, like all that kind of stuff. Power Rangers, loved all that kind of stuff. Like proper loved that stuff. Like the other like Super Mario Brothers cartoon as well. Yeah, I loved it all. So you will have those nostalgia things that you have, and so if you don't, then I'm sure there's. You can obviously just check on eBay, but I'm pretty sure everyone watched at least one cartoon when they're growing up.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that's a good. So to work on nostalgia, because obviously if you're 25 upwards, a lot of that's probably going to be coming into that like collectibles, and a lot of people that have got that money will want it because they want to reminisce. So yeah, if I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking Animaniacs, I'm thinking Pinky and the Brain.
It's funny you say the Animaniacs, because that's what I found in one of my videos. I was in Birmingham, and I picked up 3 of them, like what are they called, Wacko Jacko, and
yeah, I can't remember the names now.
Yeah, 3 of them for 50p, and I sold it for 40 quid.
That's brilliant.
I was going through the thing, I was like, oh,
like a big box of
crap, big box of crap, and I thought, oh, Animaniacs, I remember them. And I thought, because I remember them, I don't see it all the time, just everywhere. I thought, I might as well give that a go, because I used to watch this when I was younger, and I thought, and it turned out to be very collectible. So
yeah, Amanda organised a reseller. She sells a lot of. She's just picked up a load of like biker mice from Mars and Thundercats and stuff like that. Oh, Thundercats, biker mice.
Yeah,
she's brilliant with the little figures. Right, guys. So I have I found the video. So
got to listen because the first time we did it, people went, all I heard was a seagull, and we were like, no, listen.
Apparently, I'm still sharing, but let me share it again.
Share it again.
Yeah. All right. So here we go.
Right, got to turn the volume up.
We'll only do it once this time. We did. Yeah, we did. I won't make it big because you only need to listen, really. Here we go.
See what's there, and then head home.
Oh, go away.
They got you.
Here we go. Right, listen, guys. There you go.
You missed it?
Did you miss it? We'll do it again just in case you missed it.
I didn't miss that.
Just for those that might have
they want to get closer to the speaker.
You can have a little wander around, see what's there, and then head home.
And that's reselling. So be careful what you pick up, because it might not.
And a wonderful afternoon was had by all.
And there you go. When you're a reseller, just be careful what you're picking up. So there we go. So that's the moral of the story.
Especially when you're videoing.
Lovely day out. Everyone had a great time. Everyone had a great time.
Oh, I couldn't believe it when I heard that. And no one else mentioned it, so I left a comment, obviously. Nick was pretty shocked when I alerted him to the fact. I don't think even they'd picked it up.
They kept it on.
Yeah, it kept it on.
Yeah, they haven't taken the video down. Right, so where are we going?
We're working on it.
There's Lee's too much effort. Guys, if you want to ask a question, please put question just so we see it.
I've got one there, but I'll let you come to it. I've got a couple. Keep going down. Just keep going down.
Keep going. I'm at the bottom now.
Are you?
Yep. Bottom. So if you see a question, you highlight it. Well, I'm looking forward to 2023 Lee in Rehab YouTube series. Get in there early by subbing. Lee Cola Flipper. Guys, anyone with any questions? I
think that's it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a I was quite shocked by that video when I heard that one. But so what are your plans? Are you guys out boot sailing tomorrow? I know James is.
Oh yeah, I'm going to my first one tomorrow.
Gonna have a lie-in. I don't know what we're doing. So yeah, gonna have a lie-in. I don't think ours are open yet, to be honest.
Really?
No,
you're out tomorrow, aren't you, James?
Yeah, I think I'm going to Bolton. I think it's Bolton Football Stadium we're going to tomorrow. So it's a bit of a trek, a bit of a drive. But that's where I think whereabouts we're heading to. But yeah, there's not a lot on. You are right. It all kicks off really Easter. It's normally like that Easter weekend when everything opens up. Yeah, everyone's proper lazy up north. They're just like, we'll do it next month. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
And I went up to Scotland. I went to Scotland the other week, and there's like 5 of them. There was like 5 on the go. Like I was like, what? I was like,
what did you get from the car boot though? From the 5 car boots, James?
Oh yeah, I got a grand total of nothing. But I suppose that's quite a good thing because I'm not just buying for buying. Like I can go to loads. I know what I'm after, and if it's not there, I won't get it. So
yeah, definitely.
That and I'm probably incredibly stingy. So just like
I say, with sourcing, the biggest trick is not spending your money. That's what I think.
Definitely. Seriously. Definitely. James is asking, what's your favourite clothing brand to look out for?
Obviously, I look out for like your standard, like Gucci and all that stuff. But I think one which I always look out for are things like Rohan, mountain equipment, mountain hardware. Do you like all the walking gear? Yeah. Because they're not like amazing to look at, but they're such easy sellers because they just
the sell-through rate.
It's amazing because obviously a lot of staycations and stuff like that, hiking and stuff is very big at the minute. So I'm always keep an eye out for anything that's like walking gear, hiking gear. So
like armor underlayers and armor base.
What's good about the Rohan stuff as well is like it's got the factor 40, it's got like the insect repellent stuff and all sorts. So it's kind of got extra features.
Yeah.
Whereabouts I am, which the Camforth, which is just before you get to like you're heading towards Kendal, like the Lake District. I picked up about 30 or I think it was about 25 different tops and all Rohan, just like all Rohan tops and everything.
They all just go. They all go.
They just sell. They sell, and also it's just like your walking boots, like even your normal standard walking boots. They're really, if you can pick them up for like less than £4, £3, even if you make them into 20s, I think they sell super quick at the moment, like because of staycations.
Yeah, and like Lola was saying, like it is a style now. The thing called Gorpcore, isn't it? Like so, it's a fashion brand. Now, not fashion brand, but people dress up like they're about to go on a walk.
When they've never been on a walk.
All the Gore-Tex is worth loads of money, isn't it? Ready Steady Retro's asking, what's Pete's bogey? I've never heard of I've heard of a bogey, but not in the reselling. What is your unlucky brand if you have one?
Let me think. Well, to be fair, it's been the only thing I've been unlucky with is Stone Island.
Okay.
Only because, so one time I found a Stone Island. So I've sold quite a few Stone Island bits, which is quite good. But I picked up a Stone Island. I saw it. The tag, I was like, yes, getting it. Picked it up, took it, bought it, brought it home. Even had it in the shed for a couple of days. Went to list it. It was cut in half. Literally cut in half. It was half a t-shirt. Someone cut it, cut in half. And then another time, someone sent it. I bought one, sent it. Some guy tried blagging me saying like it was fake. It wasn't fake, and then saying like there's stains on it. So I got back, left a negative, and it just gave me such a headache. I never wanted to see Stone Island again, but
you picked up the other day.
I picked up the other day.
So you got one the other day.
But it's one of those brands which I love picking up, but when something goes wrong with it, it goes wrong in a big way. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I worry about that. It's like, as you said, with Stone Islands, but as I've got more confident, when I first started doing clothing, I tried to stick to safer brands, but now I would feel comfortable buying Stone Island because obviously I didn't know it was like Ralph Lauren. It was spotting a fake, and my mate's really good at clothing. That's how I got into clothing, because he was really good. Last year at the boot sales, he was caning it, and I was like, we're walking around together because I wasn't even touching clothing. I wasn't interested. And he's filling up his bag. He was smashing it. And I was like, how do you even know the difference of fake? And he's just like, the more you do stuff, the more you can notice the stitching. A lot of the telltale signs are on the inside. You can notice it. You can see how the finish is. Look at the collar. Like if you're looking at a Nike logo, like look where the stitching is. Like are the letters really close together? How has it been done? And obviously, so as I've kind of bought more clothes, I'm more confident. I actually look at stuff, and then when I kind of spot it now, and I'm like, why wasn't I spotting this before? It's like dead obvious, but it's when you know what you're looking for.
So what you realise with those is like some of these brands put a lot of effort and a lot of quality control into their clothing.
Yeah.
So if you pick up, for example, Nike is very quality control. So if you pick up something and it looks a bit off, and you feel it and it's a bit off, it's obviously a fake. And you can really get that from experience with picking up real stuff, looking at fake stuff, doing it enough, like with like Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci bags, stuff like that. You can tell the difference quite quickly just by how heavy it is, how it feels, the materials that are used.
If you can rip it in half, as you say.
Like if you can rip it in half. And that's the point, because you spend money for a reason. It's because they use the best leathers or the best materials, and it's the best stitching, hand finishing, all that kind of stuff. And that's what people are paying for, really, aren't they?
Definitely. I only found out from Dave, ABL Reselling, last week or the week before. He had a pair of Levi's, and he was trying to show us. And like, apparently, if they've got a capital E in the name, in the red tag, they're worth a lot more than like the normal ones.
Yeah, the big E's, because they're made before like 1970.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize with Levi's as well is that you can get a plain label red with just the R on it, and the reason why they do that is every 100 or whatever it is when they're printing them off is so they can have the copyright of that label itself. They have to do it.
It's normally like to have a big ring or something. It's like the end of the tab. So, like I said, it's a copyright thing to make sure that people aren't stealing it. So.
I'd say I learned that, and it is. I mean, like I say, I've been reselling. I've not been into clothes. I bought clothes on and off, but I've not got heavy into it. And I say that's just one of the little bits of knowledge that I sort of learned recently was the big E.
Here's another thing: if you look at a pair of Levi's, you'll wear the badges on new ones. If you can imagine, on the right hand side of it, they have like the belt buckle. So if the badge is right next to the belt buckle, normally they're the ones that are made in like pre-1980. So when I scan,
the badge is close to the belt loop.
Yeah, so the badge is close to the belt loop. More than likely, it's an older one. So I'll scan through Levi's a lot of the time, and when I see it's closer to the belt loop, like I only see it's only very rarely, because obviously it's so hard to find. But I found a pair one time, and in this shop it had loads of Levi's, like £20, this, that, other. But the price these ones for like £10 for some reason. And I noticed that the badge is right next to the belt loop. And I was like, I'm taking them because I know that's a thing. Anyway, I sold those within like 2 weeks for about £150 because they were 1950s like repro, remake or something. So it's the little things about the Levi's, and that's the stuff I love about clothing, because it's all the little details.
I think that's one thing.
That charity shop worker wasn't happy that you found that top the other week.
No, this is it now. Well, that's it. It's all out there, isn't it? It's all out there.
I think that's another thing that I'm really grateful with doing reselling is my appreciation towards clothing. As you said there, I actually appreciate the effort that's gone into it. A brand that I really like to look out for, that's I feels quite a high quality, probably higher than what it deserves, and it sells it cheaper, is Bowden. I think Bowden's actually got a really good high level of quality. Like they make things really, really well compared to, you look at like Primani and stuff like that. You can see the effort that they must go into the factory, and you can feel their quality, and you're like, how is this fairly cheap? Its sell-through rate's so good on eBay as well, Bowden in general. So yeah, that's another brand that I've more like a bread and butter brand for me. So I'm never going to make £1 million, but every time I've picked up a woman's like fleece Bowden jacket or something, I've listed it. It's sold within a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's quite a popular brand.
Anthony's just asked, if you didn't have YouTube, would you still be able to do reselling full time? I think.
So Pete started. So Pete started his YouTube this time, like March last year, but he went full time when Shiloh was born. So as soon as she was born, he left the cops. That's 2019. So he's been full time way before, like YouTube.
So I was full time. I was full time for about 2 years before I even started the YouTube channel.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Is Pete good with business record keeping side of things, receipts, mileage, etc.? That's Leanne.
That kind of
I think so. Yeah. Like you, for example, at the end of my YouTube videos now, when I get dressed up and stuff, that's like one of the most important bits because I'm doing all the like Lola's writing it all in, putting all the prices, everything. So I keep a lot of records. I like my mileage. Do you mean I'm so sad because that's how I used to do it in the cops because that's made everything easier when it comes to tax time.
Make sure you have an accountant, don't you? So we have to. He has to have that for his accountant.
But if I make sure I'm doing it all the time, when it comes to handing all your records, it's like a 10-minute job instead of like, quick, I've got to look back 11 months. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
Berghaus is a good mate too.
Berghaus is banging.
Yeah.
I was about to say you're on George's thing, and he was saying that he doesn't use an accountant. I don't turn over nowhere near what you guys do, but because of my reading and writing issues, that was one thing that I said I wouldn't go full time because I struggle with that login. My accountants, I pay a bit extra to do it all for me. It is, but then you back this, Pete, there where George was like, "Oh, I'm being frivolous," which I respect. That's absolutely fine. But you were like, "Get one," because in the long run, you're absolutely sorted. You know, your books are going to be safe. You've got that security. You're not going to get a silly letter through the door, and you're paying because they know how much you can get off your phone bill, how much you can get off your mileage, how much you can get off of your energy bills. They almost pay for themselves anyway because
they're a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Makes sense to do it.
It's one of the reasons why I was able to buy a house as well.
Yeah.
We had accounts. We had accounts from like years back. So they're definitely worth the salt. I mean, so.
Yeah, Debs is asking, what does Chaddy mean, Pete? I think we know the answer to
this.
It's
from Chaddington. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Chad. I'm from Chadderton in Oldham. So.
And he's North Chadderton, near the Asda. Come on, guys. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Come on, get with it. Come on. We've moved on. We're past that, guys.
It was my first email address when I was like 14. And so I just put
we met at 16, and his MSN login was chaddypete@hotmail.com or something. So I've known him, like we didn't get together until we're 21, but I've known him for that time. Nice. So I used to say Chaddy Pete. He didn't call himself that, but I never called myself. And my friends were like, yeah, Chaddy Pete. So I've got him on my phone from the first time I got his number. It's Chaddy Pete, and so I just say Chaddy Pete. It's kind of stuck with him because that's what I've always known him as, even though he didn't call himself that.
Yeah, literally, it was just my email. That was it, and then he made it into something.
Gary's saying fakes are hard to tell, especially Nike trainers. Do you find it easy spotting fakes?
The best thing to do with Nike trainers, they always have a code in them, which you can always do. So if you just type in the code on Google, it's normally like a 6-digit number dash 3-digit number. The 3-digit number is like the style number. So if you can at least get that first 6-digit number, that's the style of the shoe. If it's like an Air Max 97 or like I don't know what you call it, like a 95, anything like that. And then you can get the gist. So like, let's say I picked up a pair of Air Max 97s last week. Wasn't sure if they're real, so I typed in the code and it comes up exactly as those trainers. Now, if it's coming up with a completely different trainer, then more than likely it's not right.
Yeah.
Now, as you said, you can normally tell you've got when you get used to picking up Nikes and Adidas's as well.
It's the feel.
Kind of know where to the feel. Another thing to look out for is like the tag as well. A lot of fakes, they're not stitched in properly. They're just kind of like stuck on to a degree. So like if you can almost peel the tag away, and then as you said, the other thing you look at is then you really you can actually see the quality, and you kind of just have a good look all around the shoe, and it's the weight.
It's hard work for these people who make fake stuff to make a really good wash label. Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to make, because I feel like there's something like there's a best kept secret with them where they come from. Because even when I found, for example, a Balmain hoodie, but on the label they couldn't get the writing properly, and there was a wrong materials and all that. So it's all on the inside. So if you turn something fake inside out, it tells all the story. You basically you can wear a Versace shirt back to front, and it'll still. Do you know what I mean? That kind of
stuff.
Yeah. And the other thing is, do look inside as well, and don't do what I did. I was at the boot sale the other summer, and I was like, oh, loads of these North Face jackets. And to be fair, none of them were absolutely on point. Absolutely on point. I went to go and take it on the inside, and in North Face has like a waterproof layer. It was all ripped all on the inside, and I was like, it's just as important if you're going to be buying something to check on the inside as it is on the outside as well.
Videos, I'm always doing this. Always turn it inside out. Everything I turn inside out because it tells you a lot of stuff, whether it's a style name, everything.
Stitching and everything, all the stitching inside, definitely. Amanda's saying she has a Michael Kors. I have a Michael Kors. How can I tell if it's real? I paid £6 on a boot sale for it. Was it a Michael Kors bag, Amanda, or?
I'm only going to assume it's going to be a Michael Kors bag,
Yeah.
So the best thing to do, which I spend a lot of time doing, is YouTube authentic Michael Kors bag, because people make money on literally telling you if it's fake or not, and they'll show you exactly why. Then you can go on eBay, compare and contrast, all that kind of stuff. If you put it on Instagram, I'm sure someone can help you. But there's also different companies.
A bit of class, a little bit of class there, Lola. A little bit of class.
That's all right. We love a bit of class on this channel.
It's been like I've been talking too long. But there's loads of people on there on Instagram who can. I forgot what the company's called. It's like I can't remember how to find it. But you can find people you can send it to, and you can pay a very small fee, and they can tell you. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I think like Lee Cola Flipper's a good person in regards to that, who did our cocktail. He buys a lot of high-end stuff, and he will sell certain really high-end brands off eBay. He'll sell it on websites whereabouts he'll get a bigger price. He might get more commission taken out of it, but he knows that there's no issues posting it. It's all like he uses very high-end brand. So if he's selling, I don't know, Gucci or something as an example, and he's going to sell it for £1,000 or £2,000, this particular item, the security is he'd rather take less profit out of it, because he's got the security of the website, the people, they do the authentications as part of that package for him. And he's done videos on it anyway, saying what website he uses. But if you haven't checked out Cola Flipper, do, because he picked up a pair of earrings last year at a boot sale for £100 with some shoes. And how much was the retail value of the earrings?
I think it was 38,000.
38,000.
What he did was, because he's really into clothing like yourselves, and someone wanted £100 for these earrings. He said, "Look, if you throw in these Chanel stilettos, the heels,
which covered it,"
heels, he said, "I'll do the deal for the £100." So they threw in the Chanel. So he got the Chanels, and then one of the crystals on the bottom of the earrings broke, and he's just still going through trying to get it repaired now. But he looked these earrings up, and they were 38 grand for these earrings. Wow. No, that's crazy amount. So even if he repairs them and it cost him 4 or 5 grand, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
Amanda's saying that was a jacket she was asking about, the Michael Kors.
Yes, it's just a similar thing. Like I noticed someone else said about, like, obviously they had the coding and stuff, but it's like an amalgamation of things. So first off, you look at it. Stitching, is it all right? Is the stitching off? Is it that okay? Yeah, I noticed someone said vestiaire. That's another one that can authenticate stuff. But you have to look. Is it good? Does it feel proper? Does it feel like it's quality? Do you know what I mean? And then look into the codes and look into this and it's like again, experience. You just got to get all the things matching up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lawrence is saying, just wondering, Chaddy, have you ever advertised like on Facebook to buy designer clothing direct, and what's your best ever flip?
I don't know. I've never really done that, to be honest.
You like the treasure
hunt? Yeah. I mean, I could get into doing all that kind of stuff, but I just love going out. just going out. I mean, I just like mooching about these places. But yeah, my best ever flip. Watch a video. That's gonna be my best ever flip.
Yeah.
And when's it dropping? When's it dropping?
Monday.
Get one.
Monday. I can't wait.
Monday. Make sure you check it out, guys. You've heard it here first.
I can't wait to see what it is.
You're surprised. You look at it and think, how?
I know, I did. I was like, what?
As I said to her, like, I told her this will be worth a lot of money because it's one of those things which is like, I know there's certain items in the world which you just can't get. And it's a very normal brand, but there's a certain thing in that brand which you just can't get. And the style of it and stuff like that. So, yeah, you just have to watch it.
In fact, he did sell it when we were in Norwich, as I was going to the event from the Norwich video, and then it didn't sell. So we were like, oh! And then the guy cancelled it. So I had the adrenaline dump. So when he sold it again while we were recording the other night, I was like, is it going to go through? But it did go through.
So the person bought it, but didn't actually pay for it until like an hour later. So I was just like, oh, please just pay.
I hate it when that happens.
So you'll be very surprised because it's nothing special. It's nothing special.
When I was in Scotland, someone accepted the offer on the Patagonia, and it was about 1 o'clock. And I was like thinking, cushed, here we go. Like, hour out in an hour's time, they're going to pay, and I'll be like buzzing. And then I was like, I don't know, I don't normally get a bit flat, but I was like, it was a bit of a bad weekend. And I was like, oh, I wish that sale had gone through. It would have picked me up. Headed out, we're all in a taxi, we're all having a laugh. I got a message from a customer, which is lovely, to be fair. It was the right time, and it just said, thank you so much for sending the item. You've sent it. I really appreciate your packaging. I've bought items a lot in eBay, and it was like the best package item. And I was just like, oh, you know what? I haven't made the sale today, but that's all right. We just got into the restaurant, and then the payment came through. And then I went to the wife. I went, I'm buzzing. It's been paid through. And she said, I knew you'd been down about that. She said, I knew you'd been waiting for that to come through. And I was like, let's have a cracking night. And it was like the best night ever. Blew all the money.
Something like that just changes your whole mood.
And I know you shouldn't, but sometimes, like, you know, when it's a 150 quid, you're like, I could do with that. That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you both.
We're at 2 hour mark now. It's a Saturday night, and we don't want to take up any more of your time. You have been amazing. The chat have been amazing. Thank you, chat. Amazing as always. But we are going to wrap it up here. Hopefully, you've learned something new. I know when it's just me and James on, you don't learn anything new. We just, you know, we just wing it. But hopefully you've learned something new. I know I have. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you enough.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
All the links for Pete and Lola are in the description of this live, and obviously once the video goes up, James's links in there as well, and my Instagram. Like we always say, you know, as well, you know, you send me on here and we talk about our feelings, and we talk honest. And if you ever need to talk, you can get me and James on our Instagrams, Reselling and Richie Richstar.
Definitely.
So make sure that you get in touch. Don't get down and think you can't talk to anyone.
Yeah, if you're having a bad day on eBay or anything, give us a message.
Yeah, and, just tell us.
And I'll send you I'll sing you a song. I'll sing Agadir
tell us
to you
what
or something.
You think we are. We don't care, but hopefully tonight you've picked up some good tips.
Definitely.
Like I say, I know I have. And
Levi, tag, centre, money.
Yeah. Just make sure Levi tag close to the belt loop. It's worth money.
Yeah.
And then 50% you send a Pete. All right.
yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for spending another Saturday night with us. It's bye from all of us, and I'm sure we'll have some videos coming out. We'll see you next Saturday. Cheers.
Take it easy. Thank you. Bye.